What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Hidden Power. Welcome back to Hidden Power, everyone. This is, I guess, part 2 of our Diamond and Pearl beta Pokemon coverage. We actually have on the show today Lutu, the lead person, or the person leading the archival process for all of these new Generation 4 beta Pokemon. Super excited to have him on today. We're going to be getting his story, his, I guess, perspective on how we actually, as a community, were able to find all of these, and actually be able to witness and look at all of these behind-the-scenes Pokemon. We're going to continue where we left off yesterday, and we still have a ton of Pokemon to actually go through in this massive list. There's like over 120 new Pokemon designs that have never been seen before, and we're going to be continuing our march through this giant list and actually kind of breaking down all the different designs, etc. I'm excited to be here today. It's a Friday. Good to see everyone in the chat. My name is Dusty Go-Goat. Today I'm joined by Hoops and Hip Hop.
Hello.
Soul Silver Art.
What's up, what's up?
And like I said, we got Lutu. Lewis, how you doing, man?
Hey, hi everyone, I'm doing good. Just very tired. Very busy, as you can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's I think from my own perspective, or I guess like my own interest, I would love to hear from you and kind of get your perspective on what it's been like to actually I don't know, like just give me the story. I think this is almost like it's become a little bit more confusing than normal. Usually what we hear is that there's a leak, right? This random information came out of nowhere and it's all kind of dubious, but it's a lot of information. And this was a different process. So I'd love if you could just kind of take the ball and explain to our audience and myself, to be quite honest, what this process was like. Because there's, like I said, there's like over 100 different designs here that we've never seen before. And this is crazy. And I think a lot of people are wondering, could we see more drops like this in the future? So I'd love to hear from you.
God, I hope not. This is an absolute nightmare. So, how this kind of got started was, I guess I can go like chronologically. So after Diamond and Pearl finished development, the team, or like during its development, the team decided to put together a mini documentary that they would show to the staff. They showed it to all of Game Freak staff on Pokemon Day, 2007. And then each staff member got to take home one of these discs with them for free. Cool. Over time, so about 20 years later, there was a Macari auction listing, and it was actually fairly cheap for this, and it was clearly by somebody that had no idea what this was. And then somebody instantly just snapped it up, and we couldn't get it. And then about 4 months later, I'm DMing Neos about, I think it was like the first time I'd really talked to him, and because he was posting about a lot of Sugimori's old pre-Pokemon manga. So sure. I was like, just to see which ones you have, just to save us from scanning stuff, just to save you some time. And he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I finally managed to get the DP development disc. And then immediately we were just like super in on trying to get this done properly. One of the big issues with especially the Terra leak was it's like how almost deliberately chaotic it was. There was just so much new information, and even past leaks that were intrusions into Nintendo were crazy. So yeah, we wanted to do this all above board, and we wanted to make sure that this was all very, very like clear and out there, and that a lot of the research was done so people could. So there was like a springboard for the community with like translation and what have you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. This stuff is this is crazy. It really it still is kind of. I mean, it's really nice that your website, lutu.net, actually has a lot of this stuff organized. That is super helpful, right? I think for me, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, the Pokemon is actually where like a lot of the focus and interest. That's where like the focus is for a lot of fans. So I really do appreciate that this website does categorize or kind of organize all of this giant image, and I think there's other images as well. Into like a numerical Pokedex or whatever. It's pretty cool.
The difference basically is
because there's nothing like this for the Terra League.
Yeah. For the Terra League, it's like those were all kind of organized though as well, in the sense that they were in their own like names or numbers of when they were coming out. This is like you had to go through each
Yeah,
individual, like
sure.
take a screenshot
Yeah.
and try to figure out what this was. That sounds like way more, a lot
Yeah.
more work.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it was like, because this is a lot. It's condensed into a very short space because it's curated by Game Freak staff. You know, they wanted to show
Mhm.
and display all of this in this way. But like the Terra League is just absurd. I still can't conceptualize like how much is in there and how many like specific people and tools and skill sets are required.
Yeah.
And
Right.
this happened to be, you know, very much within my skill set. So
This is and I think this stuff is so helpful. Because even with the Terra League, I still struggle with the Terra League because like there are great people who are archiving some of the stuff from the Terra League, but a lot of the things have just become there's been like so many. I feel like no one really has access to the source of the information in the Terra League, and so lies are made up. Fun ideas are believed to be just
Right.
fact.
yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Nothing is verified. And I also personally, I'm like, okay, well, if I want to learn more about whatever's in the Terra League, I'm relying on translations. I'm relying on like, it's like all the information that I could get is like third hand. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has to go
Yeah.
through a couple different hoops, a couple different translations for me to even get a hold of it.
I have nothing to do with the Terra League. It doesn't go through
I
me.
knew.
True.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that might be coming.
that happens to me though, because every once in a while I'll want to talk about something that
Yeah.
came out in the Terra League that I heard about like X amount of months ago, and I'll be like, well, I can't really talk about that because like the only way that is documented is through someone's random tweet.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's not archived, it's not like properly documented to where it's like you can go open up a book or open up a web page and like properly like source it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like it's just all like random information that's just like scattered throughout the internet. So this
Yeah.
is definitely like way better, way more like concise and everything. So
Yeah.
It also depends on the like the game, right? Because you'll have I guess like Ruby Sapphire, where we didn't get any builds, we didn't get any source code, we just got a lot of documentation. And then you go to Black and White, and it's like, oh, you can build every single day, every single revision, every single build over 3
Wow.
years from source.
Yeah.
And that is just like nightmarish. Like, how do
Sure.
you even begin to compare every aspect of the game on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
And it's like, therefore X and Y, and it's like heart gold and silver, and it's like, this is why it's so hard. The cutting room floor is doing like a great job, but like there are only so many people, and this is it's absolutely like the biggest like video game league ever, I think. Like as far as volume or content goes, that's accessible.
The Terra League?
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe
far
it.
and away.
Yeah. All right. I do want to continue going down this list of Pokemon and actually kind of like parsing through it. Yesterday we did a 3-hour stream for listeners, anyone who's joining. We did a 3-hour stream yesterday. That's available now. And we went through maybe I want to say like 70 to 80% of all of these new Pokemon designs. And I really think we should almost revisit it again in the future. And we can do a little bit of that today because there is still a lot here that we haven't totally like actually chewed in on. So I want to continue this. But you know what? Before we do continue, I guess, Lutu, I guess I want to ask you, is there like one thing that like really stood out to you during, from this DVD, from the source, during your process? Was there like one thing that really stood out to you where you're like, this is the coolest thing in the whole world? Like, is something that like really resonates with you?
I think, I mean, you could condense that into like different sections.
Sure.
Maybe one of the craziest things was all of the stuff related to the GTS and how much of a, can I swear? Am I allowed to do that?
You could swear a little bit. It depends. Yeah,
We try not to.
There's some British swears that I think maybe you should avoid, but
No, not those ones.
but we can say them offline. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the children,
Yeah, no, it was a nightmare for the GTS. That
Okay.
was like my one big takeaway that I had no idea about. But as a Pokemon, a lot of the stuff related to like existing leaks and tying that all together was not only like really crazy, but
Sure.
also just like really really satisfying. Like
Yeah.
the Mawile stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to suggest that, but it's like, oh, it could be this, it could be this. It ties back to Ruby, like Pokemon AGB, like Ruby Sapphire stuff.
Yeah.
It ties to like the Platinum, like leaked scratch pads, and I had to like re-enable like Sablei's palette on the quote unquote baby Sableye that was in like the Charizard evolution slot. So much weird stuff you have to like pull together, and that part was probably the most exciting part.
So on the DVD,
Nice.
can you explain this to me? I'm actually like a little bit confused. You're talking about like what is a scratch pad? So I thought we just had images of these Pokemon from the DVD. You're saying just continue.
It's like a cross reference to the Terra League.
Yeah.
Okay.
information.
So
Mhm.
yeah, there's like because so for Diamond and Pearl there was we kind of got little snippets of the source code in 2020, and then we also got a lot of documentation and I think maybe some gameplay related stuff from the Terra League. We also got a lot of Platinum stuff.
Yeah.
So for example, for like Bibarel, there is
Okay, I'm seeing
there
what you're
are
saying now. Yeah.
yeah, so there's like stuff from Diamond and Pearl in those files that we have to like reference. It was also like that with Jubilife City as well. There was like a very old version of the DP map in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
So lots of cross referencing.
That is fun. That's
Yeah.
like a puzzle, and then that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this Mawile evolution is or pre-evolution is so cool. That would have been nice to actually have gotten. All right, let's keep working our way down this list. We talked about these scrapped starter Pokemon. I guess we were kind of rushing through this, these scrapped starter Pokemon. Is there anything else you could tell us about these broadly? Are these confirmed to be? These are things that were considered to be the starter Pokemon, or do they just kind of resemble starter Pokemon? Is there anything else you can tell us about these starter Pokemon? Because this is cool to think that there were like potentially other starter Pokemon. You know?
Be there. I lost him.
Did we lose Lou too?
You mute?
He's speechless at your
Yeah.
question.
I know, it is insane that Rowlet almost was a little baby bat. I'm not sure if he's there, but all right, let's keep going. How's Chad
It
doing?
does say
Actually, good morning, Chad. How's everyone doing? It's actually 1 minute after.
Yeah, we are actually
after
live
noon.
too.
Yeah.
What up?
Shout out to Adrian. Yeah, Kevin Adrian. He sent a goat trophy for 1,000 jewels. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the
Bless
goat
you.
jewels. And we also got a gold coin for 10 jewels by P1 Polyrath. Shout out to you guys. I need to get on the back end of YouTube, or no, the front end of YouTube. I need to learn what these jewels are. I gotta learn what these are firsthand.
Okay, I don't know how that happened.
you guys
That's
for the
never
support.
happened to me before.
What just
I
happened?
mean that honestly.
You back?
My
Welcome.
mic like will just sometimes like the static issue that I mentioned before we started.
Yeah.
And that where I just cut out, that's never happened before. I don't know what you just did. It's
I
your
don't know.
fault.
Just
Absolutely
Maybe
mine.
it's
a
Discord.
good question. Yeah. So
I'm trying to be silenced.
I guess I'm looking for clarification on these designs that that you've classified on your website as starter Pokemon. This is just a cool concept. We have seen this with other generations, how like one Pokemon is maybe going to be a starter Pokemon, but then is relegated to a different design that's just somewhere else in the decks, and then something else gets brought up as a starter Pokemon. Like this isn't a new, unprecedented concept, but I just think this is interesting. Is there anything you can tell us about like how you came to the conclusion that, or why these designs are considered to be like beta starter Pokemon?
Yeah, so for most of these, they were in a meeting on starter Pokemon, just in the documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, in the Pokemon, what was it, like part 3, like creating life or whatever, that section, Sugimori talks a lot about the starters in particular and how they were very much kind of designed together in the same way they were in Ruby Sapphire. Starters are pretty weird generally. Like Gen 1, they were mostly made at the end, and then Venusaur was like retroactively swapped with Ivysaur. Gen 2,
Really?
they were all over
Wait.
the place. You don't know about this Venusaur thing?
It doesn't make sense to me because Ivysaur is. You mean the names or like the designs? Because like There's a clear progression of small, middle, big. So I don't understand how they could be swapped. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on, let me.
We can talk about
There
it
was a
later too.
thing-
If I'm just getting us off
No, no,
topic.
no,
That's
no,
cool
it's a
though.
good. It's a good.
That's cool though. I've
point.
never heard of that.
For people that don't know, it's good.
Okay, I have this Reddit image bookmarked because I'm too lazy to download it.
See if I
I
can pull
posted
this
this
up.
in the voice chat.
All right, let's see.
So this is I don't agree with the way a lot of
yes.
these are like split, but basically Generation 1 has an index order that is indicative of the
Sure.
order that Pokemon were designed.
Mhm.
And this is like the most updated version of Helix Chambers from like 2019ish. Yeah, you'll notice that Ivysaur is number 9 because that was literally like Ivysaur's Japanese name. And it was like swapped with Venusaur at some point, and then Venusaur is 154. It was designed with Bulbasaur. But obviously Final Venusaur looks
Oh, I
more like
see.
Sugimori's early Ivysaur. So
Oh, I see what
it's-
you're saying. I
It's
see what you're
weird.
saying. Yeah.
That
That makes
like
sense.
a lot of
No,
the
that makes
starters
sense.
are
That
at the
makes
end
sense.
in Gen 1.
That makes
Gen
sense.
2, they were all over the place. Gen 3, they were kind of created as a group, but the fire types were mostly grafted from existing designs like Elhawk and Pyoko. And then Gen 4, they were like, okay, we really want to do them all together at this point. So there was a lot of like different, I guess, like approaches that aren't even related to Piplup, Turtwig, and Chimchar.
Crazy. That is crazy.
So
All right.
different.
Shout out to everyone dropping jewels right now in the chat. Polytoad
And a star.
Dojo,
We
thank
got
you so
stars
much for the
now.
10 jewels. Shiny Lamb sent 200 jewels. Sunshine jewels. Shiny Lamb also sent a star for 2 jewels. Shout out to you guys.
What
Thank you
are
so much.
these?
I know. All right. Well,
Thank you,
that
guys.
is helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Lou. All right. Let's
Did it really quick.
Yeah.
When they were having that like meeting in the documentary, did they like say anything about like what they do to choose a starter? Because there was that like scene where they have them all on the screen and they're like looking at them. Did they go over that process at all?
Yes and no. So again, this is informed by a lot of past stuff. So we know Ruby Sapphire, which is when they started to like really have a more outlined process of this, and it wasn't just like designing sprites into the game. Well, it was until it wasn't. Anyway, November 2001 was like a cutoff period for Ruby Sapphire, where Sugimori personally redesigned like the overwhelming majority of designs. It seems that he did this for Gen 4 as well, with December 2005. So this is before that period. And Sugimori, as like lead Pokemon designer, he is providing criticism, I guess, to the starters in that scene. We don't know what they're talking about. One thing he does say with Infernape is, he thought the tail was like really like bland.
Sure.
Yeah, I forget what I wrote here for like the second design of Infernape.
You gotta click on the little circle.
Yeah, he like criticized it as like very dull. At around that time.
See, that's crazy because
yeah,
it's got a lot of details.
Yeah, like he was very, very important to Turtwig as well. He was the one that said, you know what, we should probably scrap the armadillo design because I don't think it would resonate as much with kids. Yeah. There was another concern about having like a very smart like monkey Pokemon and then 2 like relatively like unintelligent animals by comparison.
Sure.
So there was like a lot of balance involved with this one. So this appears to be before that period. And it's really interesting.
That is interesting. I just love to hear like the little variables that they're considering, because this is all creative. There's no right way to do any of it, but I love how they're like. I just love to hear the things that they're considering. Because it's like while these Pokemon, the designs are art, it's kind of cool to think about like how they have utility and how they might affect the player's experience. I love that so much. Yeah, this is so sick.
Yeah, he mentions that with Infernape as well. Like he's like, we don't want people to be upset when they evolve their starter, which is why Infernape was like redesigned to a degree.
Yeah.
So
they must have lost that like, that consideration in Generation 8.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's different people making them, working on things.
Yeah, they're like, man, we really need to make sure that fans are disappointed when they evolve their starters. We really need to need to consider that.
It's kind of funny because in Gen 3, I know it wasn't quite like we want them to be disappointed, but I know with Blaziken, they were like, we want people to think Blaziken looks ugly, or like they wanted Blaziken to be like a shock and like weird
Yeah.
looking to people. So
Yeah.
it's
But, like,
interesting to hear the shift.
Yeah, because I think it's the same design ethos where like you want them to feel like an intended emotion, right? So if you look at I don't know, like a Pokemon that's designed to be ugly, you want the player to be like, okay, this looks ugly, and I like it for this reason.
Yeah.
Whereas, and I think that was the idea with Blaziken. With something like Infernape, it was like, this does not work with the rest of these guys. Like, it just doesn't work. We need to like tone down a lot of aspects. You'll see between the like the final design we got and like the very last revision. One thing that I note is like it's very, very human-like. Like, it's
I
very
pointed that
subtle.
out yesterday. It truly looks like Goku, straight up. It's got like the exact anatomy of like a lean yoked man. Yeah.
Yeah, like his fur is like it's like outlined like clothing.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
It's like he's wearing socks. Like it's so subtle. Like the hair as well. Like it looks just like conventional, like short, like Super Saiyan like hair.
100%.
So yeah,
And then
that's super fun.
the vibe change.
and then like 15 years later they made Cinderace, which does all of those things to a T. It's like you can see the shirt, you can see the shorts.
Maybe they wanted to do it something like the opposite of what they had been doing. Maybe. I'm just speculating.
Oh yeah, no,
obviously.
absolutely.
Oh,
It's just a thought, you know. It's like let's do everything different from how we normally do it, and they tried that with the
They do that. They do
Mhm.
that sometimes. They'll just want to do things different for the sake of doing it different. So
It really makes me wonder if stuff like this exists for every single generation. We've seen so many beta Pokemon in the last decade just revealed, right? And I remember like when beta Pokemon started coming out, it's like, wow, you know, we might never get anything like this ever again. But the last 3 years have been insane with leaks and things like this, which maybe are, you know, a little bit more honest because there's no theft involved. But, you know, yeah, I guess I just wonder, I'm like, I would love to, this is all just so awesome. It's just so cool to see. It really is just so cool to see. But it also at the same time, it is very like, it makes sense why they would never, Game Freak would never want to officially release a lot of this like concept work, these concept designs, because they're eventually going to go back to them, right? They're still using these designs, as we've seen. There's things from this time period, 2005, where, you know, these designs eventually showed up 20 years later in Scarlet and Violet. So, I don't know. It's cool.
The yellow Gastrodon.
Yeah, the yellow Gastrodon. Yeah,
Gastrodon.
that's about, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Are we going to see that?
That all makes so much sense, but I do hope that, I don't know, that this inspires them maybe in some way to see this and be like, oh, the fans love this, you know? Just like the fans love this. Maybe we should release something
the making of. It's
similar.
awesome.
Yeah, like the making of a really old game that is not,
yeah.
I
you
mean,
know,
they,
it's 20
they
years.
have done this a few times, right?
Yeah.
Like they've basically revealed like the entire pitch for Capsule Monsters. They've they released the Tajiri manga, which is how we got a lot of the front designs for the early Gen 1 Pokemon. Game Freak, I think, is probably the company, I say this at the end of my video, but like they are the one company in the world that wants to show off all of these things. I don't think there's any particular reason why they haven't. It's just like too busy making games, you know, like.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, like, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of other companies that want to show the behind the scenes. Maybe I'm just thinking about like 15 years ago when like movies were made and there were always like production, you know, documentaries of the making of, right? I don't know if that was just like a trend 15 years ago, but I feel like
was a trend. I forgot all about that.
I mean, those are the coolest things in the world to me. You know,
yeah, I mean, we don't even have like
the making of
home releases anymore, right? Like, so they don't like. There's no priority there.
Yeah.
With one thing Sugimori has said about like a general Pokemon art book existing is like he said it probably wouldn't ever happen because it's not one person that does this role over X amount of years and X amount of games. Like even for us, who like I could probably tell you who designed every individual Pokemon in Gen 1 at this point, but it's not something that they would like to brag about. I've seen a lot of staff talk about, oh, you know, I don't want to take credit for this design because the idea came from this person, or the idea for this element came from another person. So it's just very, very complicated.
Sure. Sure.
They did do like the Alola like art books and stuff like the all of the concept art of
Yeah, the
actual
concept
Pokemon that
art,
were
yeah.
released was really nice to see. But yeah, they stopped doing that too.
I mean,
But they did it
so
at
much of
least.
that came out in the Terra League as well. So much concept art came out with the Terra League, which was
Yeah.
even better. But I'm like, you guys are holding this. You guys are, you're I don't know.
Lou, what do
Remco
you think?
says, has there been
Oh, go
any
for it.
beta gym leaders or story that has come out in any of this?
Kind of. So it's hard because it's like there's stuff in this that gives more context to prior information. I remember there was in one of the
Sure.
early like Diamond and Pearl builds that we have a screenshot of the badge case, and for a long time we just did not know what the icons meant. Like half of them are gibberish. One is like a sprite of Jill from Drill Dozer.
Yeah.
Like one of them is just like a square. But I think we now know that the first gym was meant to be water type, like the Jubilife gym. And so we can get like more and more context of that. There are parts of the documentary again because we haven't translated it in full. If anyone wants to help, please be my guest. But there's one part where there's like a whiteboard and Omura has like he's writing on it, and it's about like the progression of the plot in the game. So that might be like small changes here and there. There's a bonus video where Omori like opens up a notebook with really blurry sticky notes that we have yet to translate. So it's possible, but there were no new
Zoom and enhance.
things we hadn't seen. So yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
that
Sticky notes, insane.
yeah, and like a 480p video, by the way.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's keep getting through this. There's so many things I want to now go back
I mean,
to.
I wanted to know about the grass starter little guy. What Lou thinks about it?
Oh, sure.
You think it's a bat, or what do you think? It looks like maybe a bear with a cape. I mean,
it's
opinions,
hard. I think it's a fruit bat.
Yeah.
This thing. Like if you click like the screenshot tab, because I included like all of the stuff that we had to quote unquote like recreate.
Yeah.
It's on like the bottom left corner of that image, like because the scanner that's projecting onto the screen, like we get a slightly bigger image, but like you can barely see like the outline of a cape if you zoom in on like the 8 pixels in the bottom left, and it's like it's so hard to ascertain like what stuff.
Oh, right
is.
down here, you mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what the other like left hand side of the image comes from.
Right here.
Yeah, like you can see its full like cape.
Oh,
there.
sure. Yeah, right here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I see
look
that.
closer.
I see that.
I gotta look closer. But no, I mean, it could be like a bear
is
with
so
a
much
cape. Is the only
fun.
thing I was thinking. But
Yeah, it could be. It
I
could
don't
be
know.
a crocodile with a cape,
But
or
you-
with a giant.
you look at the
helmet,
two
yeah.
claw things, and it doesn't really look like a bear claw to me. I don't know. I'm trying to make it happen.
I think
in
the
my mind.
ears and the snout, that tells me it's a bat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is.
I would agree.
So, they probably wanted to do bears and then just made none for the final game, which is still the most bizarre thing ever.
Yeah,
For real.
crazy, dude. This is
It'll
so
happen
much
one
fun.
day.
All right, before we make a part 3, going through these, let's actually start making our way through.
Yeah, what
There's
was
so
the
many
last one
things
that
I
you,
still have questions about. What is it?
We can go
Fire
back
them off.
through
I'll
them
try and
all,
be
you know?
quick. I'll try and be quick
Yeah.
if I have anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can scroll back through them all once we do these other.
Yes, I
ones
want
that
to get
we
through
had
this,
to-
and then
yeah.
we can kind of go back a little bit.
Absolutely.
jump
But
around.
because we skipped some of these, we went through kind of quickly. Is there anything else you can tell us about the grass dinosaur?
No.
What is this?
I
Text is
refer to
limited.
it as a dinosaur. I have no idea what this thing is. It's like
Okay.
it could be like a badger. We just know that it has spots on its back. It's grass type, and that it has that fend tail cape
Yes.
almost. And it's also sleeping on like a pre-evolution there. We know that, but we don't know anything about the pre-evolution, obviously.
It's
To be
sleeping
honest-
on the what is it? It's sleeping on a pre-evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like
the
in the
Japanese
top.
text there says that it's a stage 2 evolution, and like the drawing of it on the bottom is like it is literally like sleeping on its baby, and it's facing like the baby is facing upwards.
What?
Interesting.
Crazy.
Oh,
I
like
will
this
say, I think-
thing up here, maybe?
Yeah, like you can see there's like a shape underneath it, like a
Yeah.
little white outline. Yeah, and that's like its baby form that we don't have the full like context of.
What? Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think Dusty is drawn to this one because I think it might be like banana related. or
Yeah,
something.
I was thinking that. I'm like, is this
He likes
baby
the fruit
Tropius?
Pokemon.
Is this baby Tropius? Is
When
this
you
a?
look at it up close, it's like
Definitely
it's
not
like a
related to
banana
this.
peel.
It
I don't
does look
know.
like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Interesting.
it's definitely like banana related, but again, it's just really like it. Like this doesn't have a name. Like we don't know.
Sure.
You know.
And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to super chat.
Ooh,
or get your questions.
I have a
in.
question.
Oh yeah, please.
Yo.
So on this bean-shaped Pokemon, I see you've drawn connections to the painter trainer class, and when I was reading that, I was like, I couldn't quite connect the dots myself. So give us the explanation on like what the connection is there.
Yeah, so I was browsing stuff in the Terra Leak, and I have a bunch of tools that I've made to like just keyword search, like Excel spreadsheets and whatever. But one of us, like Ami, part of the group, he pointed out that this design looks like it has like a beret and like a brush as its arms. I'm like, that's interesting. What if I like keyword search like the kanji for like artist and like in all of the Terra Leak files? And there's one sheet that's like, this is the list of trainer classes that we have planned to be in the game, and it's green as well. It has a green beret. The painter in FRLG did not look like that. I'm pretty sure. And there's no relation, but it is interesting that they made like a green artist Pokemon in the game where they plan to have like a green, like a literal green like bean Pokemon with like a brush, and
Right.
yeah.
It makes sense.
A lot of trainer classes and designs and moves are all like designed around each other to a degree, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you wrote it here, but
Sure.
this Pokemon, based on the color and kind of the shape, I feel like this thing either was a pre-evolution to Carnivine or was just scrapped and we ended up with Carnivine. It's got the same color palette, and I also think Carnivine's
interesting.
way more compelling.
I would
Maybe
have
the
to
second
check
one.
the design chronology because that's another thing that like really informed a lot of
Sure.
like what things are related to. But
Yeah.
I think Carnivine was very, very late.
You know, actually, I'm wondering now because like on this page you have all these different Pokemon, and I like how you have things categorized. But something I was thinking about yesterday going through this list was like is I guess I'm wondering like, or I guess I'm thinking it could be helpful when reading this, you know, quote unquote Pokedex or whatever, to see what other Pokemon, like to see within this list what existing Sinnoh Pokemon were already maybe developed at this time period.
It's really hard because these are all from different periods.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because the closest lead we have is Frostlass. It's a lot to get into.
No, it's all
The
good.
design chronology of Pokemon is like something I've been working on for years at this point, and this has just kind of proven to me that they were designed in the same way that the internal like graphics order is from the Terra Leaks. So obviously the generation starts with Munchlax, Mime Jr., and Mekon, which was replaced by Bonsly. And then we got the two Pokemon for the Lucario movie. Then we got the Pokemon Ranger movie Pokemon, which were Chatot, Buizel, Mentike. And then you start to get to like, they did like Boniri. And then there's also an old quote from Masuda from an interview where he's like, we made all of the strong Pokemon in each stat. And if you look at the graphics order, that's Roserade, Tangrowth, Dusknoir, Mamoswine, Frostlass. So like we can kind of work outwards, but like everything from like late Sinnoh, like that was developed like way towards the end, and then also like they shifted some about. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's wild. A lot of
We do have like some sheets of some Pokemon though. Like we have a date for like Munchlax. We have a date for Weavile roughly. We have a date for Frostlass, and Frostlass being mostly complete on this list. Can help us pinpoint some others.
Sure,
and obviously some of these have dates as well. So I would say a lot of this period ranges from like mid 2005 to very early 2006. That's all.
Okay.
I can say vaguely.
Damn, dude, what was I doing in 2005? I feel like I was
a little youngin.
yeah.
Going to middle school.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I
playing
was doing.
playing Fire Red, probably. Playing
Diamond and Pearl yet.
learning how to
That's
throw
for
a 3-pointer.
I was probably playing Sonic the Hedgehog, to be honest.
Billy
At that
Hatcher. I was probably
God, in
playing
2005,
Yeah.
that's rough, dude. Oh no.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Not a good
Sonic
time.
06. Sonic 06.
Tell us about this. We reviewed this guy yesterday, and I kind of like this. This seems pretty simple. I feel like what I'm noticing in this list is that there's a lot of Pokemon that are like fauna based, as if someone at Game Freak was like, A 4-leaf clover. Let's personify that and make it a Pokemon.
Yeah, they really
Moss on a rock. Let's personify that and make it a Pokemon. And
really
then
like the
eventually they
grass
just
type
get
Pokemon.
scrapped. Yeah.
Yeah. One
But this guy's kind of cute.
It's true that there are a lot of like similar concepts here, and it's kind of emboldened a theory I've had for a while. Gen 1, so that started with Sugimori, and then it was Fujiwara and Morimoto. And then you can kind of see when they start doing similar Pokemon in like the order that they did that in. So like it's almost like Fujiwara did like a trio of like Electric, Fire, Ice for Electabuzz, Magma, and Boo. And then Morimoto did Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. So I think what they tried to do is designers have multiple takes on a concept. So if there's like a Moss Pokemon here, there's probably another one made by the same designer or a different designer.
That's wild.
No, that's pretty cool. Sense. Okay, I was thinking, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's like, hey, give us a take on on what you think a grass type would be in this region. That makes sense. That's fun, dude. That's so much fun. I swear to God, there are probably like 5,000, 10,000 like versions of Pokemon designs that just exist. And obviously, I was saying this yesterday. It's like because we love Pokemon and it's like we want to live in this world, right? We think about it all the time. This stuff is like infinitely fascinating, and we almost put this like level of, I don't know what the word is, but like this like level of like importance on these scrapped works. If you read my notebook, you wouldn't be like, wow, this is incredible. He what did he mean by this? Like he scribbled out a typo, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what we're doing with these, which is like silly when I'm being a little just kind of self-aware, but it is just kind of cool to see what designs, I don't know, it's like if they were created at one point, they really could go the full yard.
That's why it being like part of like a commercial process with like a team and like a bunch of different individual voices.
Yeah.
Because like my background is from like identifying animators in shows.
Cool.
And it's like, oh, underneath this artist's corrections, I can see this guy's artwork, and that's really cool to me. And then I can like learn more about those people. So it's kind of the same approach with this.
That's
why that's interesting to a lot of people.
I'm realizing that there's 2 different types of these like bean Pokemon, and
this definitely evolved into that, and I hate it.
Oh, okay. You think because it's got like these like a stereotypical like female lips.
Mustache, maybe?
It's really?
Yeah, I guess it could be a mustache. Where I was going with this is like maybe there's maybe this is one of those like Generation 4. I said this yesterday. Generation 4 introduced like gender variants as like a gimmick, and I guess I'm wondering if this is maybe a just kind of a leftover from that concept.
Well, all of the apparent gender differences, like the really obvious ones, like the Sphinx, like those are on the same sheet, and that's usually like that. Whereas this guy is like slightly like further away from the presumed pre-evolution, but like they're very similar because of the cheeks and the boots, and also the bean shape.
Yeah,
and eyes, and like they are like it's definitely like a bigger relative.
We got a super chat by Vincent Lospino, so 7232. Shout out to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Been seeing you leave a lot of comments on our VODs and our videos. Thank you, man. He says, any chance we will get the Lapras pre-evolution one day? And I guess
always
I want
to.
I'd like to have this conversation. Hoops. I don't want to put you on the spot, Hoops, but you were pretty suspect about the assumption that this stuff. Where's the image here?
Well, what I want to know is there any extra context to this? Because my argument that I made when we were talking yesterday was, yes, it does look like Lapras, but it's also like just a torso, and then there's that other design that's like very partially seen, so it's not like we have a super clear image.
Well, at the bottom left it says Raparasu and then pre-evolution right next to it. So
nice. Go, dude.
There you
go. That's what we
go.
needed. I think you even said that yesterday.
That's what I want, and that's
the Japanese text, if there is any on the sheet, is always at the top of the box.
Oh, that's so sick. Okay, well then that would make sense with the Stantler pre-evolution. We see no image, but. And then what about this Swellow evolution? This possible Swellow evolution?
You should scroll down a little bit further. to go to that other bird that we
Mm.
were kind of tying into.
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any text anyway on the
So
Swallow evolution.
so
But
we were talking yesterday. I was kind of talking about how with that Swallow evolution, you can only see a little bit of it, but then there's that light bulb bird. And I noticed its sheet is right above that Swallow evolution, and it has like the same exact color palette. So is there like any extra context there or anything that suggests
There
a
he
connection
goes.
between those two?
Yeah, so not between those two. Like the light bulb bird is on the same page as its evolution. It's designed by Kanako Io, because her signature is on all of these sheets, and
Mm.
yeah, it's like completely separate. Swallow, we know that's the Swallow evolution because there was like, see, this is one of the ones that I was like, holy crap, I found this out. It was just like really satisfying to put together. There's just an early Talos sprite that is in that exact pose
Right.
of the leftmost one in the game, and also like the colors match Swallow 1-to-1. It's like a very armored kind of look.
This right here, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I guess that
little
kind of
swallow
makes
guy.
sense.
I saw,
yeah. I see what you're saying. His wings
It's the
are
same
up.
pose. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Pokemon have a lot of similarities, especially with the with like its tail feathers being split, and it's got this crest, and the crest continues. Like I do personally think this looks like a Swallow evolution, but
Yeah, I wasn't even like super convinced on that first because that was brought up to me, and then I found the
right
sprite
here.
and I was like, okay, yeah, it's definitely the same.
Yeah, you're saying right here on the left side of the image, this this Pokemon is in the same pose as Talos sprite.
Tailo, yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there are like the early back sprites, and maybe this is more indicative of like an art style change.
Sure.
Because they were very Gen 3 colored at the start,
Right.
but like the back sprites make them appear way smaller, as if they were pre-evolutions to like a third form, in the same way that like Pidgeotto is,
Yeah. This is so cool. I'm loving this. I gotta actually go through it and read all this. I still have to read
It's
I
so
still have
cool.
to watch the documentary.
Yeah,
shout
me
out,
too,
shout out.
actually.
I'll link it.
When I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is a gold mine, but like if I could actually understand what they're saying, it would be like 5 times the
Yeah.
gold mine. So I'm glad
For
we've
sure.
got Lou here to like explain that, because that's like
Yeah,
probably
I owe-
more than half of like the detail is in the
I owe
is in the
like
Japanese.
most of the translation work to like to Earthwall and Flowers Blooms. Like everybody's credited at the top, but they did like the bulk of the translation work. It would have been impossible to ascertain like certain things, because you can't even paste some of this stuff into like Google Lens, right? It's just too low quality.
Right.
The pixels start eating it. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Damn, man. So we got the illuminating bird, the small light bulb bird. We talked about this a little bit. I meant to say this yesterday, but it's kind of cool that in Generation 4 we could have gotten a light bulb animal, and then in Gen 9 we got light. What is it?
Tadbulb.
Yeah, Tadbulb. The light bulb tadpole. That's just kind of a cute little connection there. And
I'd rather it have been a bird.
Yeah, the bird is
like
really
the
nice.
bird.
I do like the bird. I like how it has like it looks like. Damn. Hold on? Did this small light bulb bird become Rotom?
Light bulb.
no, I don't think so.
You don't think
That
so?
one.
Look at its arm. Its arm has the same the same shape as the lightning bolt shape that Rotom has. Rotom's got 2 of those arms, and it is. Yeah, Rotom is pretty much it's shaped like a light bulb.
So Rotom is a bit of a weirdo in development. So even considering that some stuff might have been shuffled about in like the design order, Rotom is the last Pokemon added to the game. It is like after Arceus, which I think was added in at the end with it's after the mythical Pokemon.
Yeah.
And also for Platinum, we now know that every single each new designer got to do a different Rotom form. So they wanted to do more with Rotom. He has the legendary Pokemon music. It's just a very weird thing in the game that is just, it was very, very, very last minute.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd be very shocked if this was related to it. I mean, it's possible.
Pun intended.
Yeah, no, very, very shocked.
I guess I would reason that like if this little bird, we've never seen this little bird actually, right? This thing is totally scrapped. But there's two pretty clear concepts here with the light bulb, right? The light source. That's an aspect of this design, and it's in the shape of its arm. Right, matches Rotom exactly. If this thing was scrapped and they're developing a Pokemon, but they're developing Rotom for whatever that might look like, they very easily could have looked at some of these designs that were scrapped and said, "Oh, this is kind of cool. This is simple enough to represent like a little plasma ball, right?" And then those aspects
Rotom was initially
made them
just
into
like a blue spark, you know.
Yeah. Do we have images of a beta Rotom?
Yeah, I can post it. Hold on.
Let me see. See if I can find them. Oh, sure. Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. I'm like, unless there's like conflicting evidence, if this is what Beta Rotom looked like at one point, I mean, I think this is a pretty horrible design. It doesn't even have a shape.
Yeah, it's very, very like indicative of a concept and not a final design.
Like
yeah, I mean, I personally
I really think some of these
by Sugimori. So
let me see. You said you posted something. Or
no, but like you're looking at it on stream.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Rotom was probably designed by like Sugimori or Yoshida. Maybe I don't think that Kaneko Io had anything to do with that design.
Okay.
So I'd be shocked if it manifested, but it's possible. It's possible.
I think what I just see, and yeah, it really could like all these little connections that we're making could just be stretches, but a lot of these. I feel like a lot of these beta Pokemon end up having just traits that feel like they're reworked into new future designs.
Yeah, another note that I should probably mention for Rotom is that it was probably designed by Takao Ono because when you rip the sprites from the games, you get to see the transparency layer of the sprite sheet, and different designers use a different background to draw on, so you can kind of identify who did what, and all of these are by Takao Ono. So I would imagine that he probably did the original Rotom design.
That's super fun. Huge shout out to Gassy Watchhog, the GOAT. Gassy Watchhog sent 5 Hidden Power Podcast gifted memberships. Everyone who just received a membership is now in the Hall of Fame. Go check out all of our bonus episodes. Get into the Discord. That's where all the conversation happens once the podcasts are finished. Yeah, thank you, Gassy.
Thanks,
really appreciate
Gassy.
it, man.
Thank you.
Goated nickname. We pray for a Watchhog evolution in Generation 10.
If you see what Lou sent in the chat, that it explains pretty much exactly what you're saying about the backgrounds. It makes a lot of sense for each individual person.
Yeah, it's more obvious with Gen 3, but like there's that one picture in the Terra Leaks, which is a screenshot of Sugimori's desktop, and he has like 16 different Photoshop instances open. They all have the same background color.
Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, little things you can.
Yeah,
but Gen 4 is also pretty weird.
See, but what I'm saying is like if someone someone created that's great. But what I'm saying is like that's not the final design. So that design then could get reworked by another artist or by someone else, taking aspects of designs that were scrapped. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like, the bird becomes Rotom. I'm just saying like
no,
I don't think I don't think it's impossible at all for aspects.
I agree, but also this was January. Like they had to get most of the Pokemon were not done when this thing was made, so they had to they typically do like I want to say like bi-weekly designs, and like there's a lot of revisions that they already have to go through. The game releases in September. All the designs have to basically be finished by July. So if it was, it would have been cutting it very close, which is what makes me think that it's probably not related.
Yeah, who knows?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, who knows? Let's see here. All right, we had some questions about the platypus yesterday. This is another thing that we kind of like brushed over. How did you kind of? Is there any text on screen that says it's a platypus? I don't think it looks like a beaver. I think it looks like some sort of like monster. If this is its face, I mean, it looks like a pretty weird monster. And I do see the like the tail, like the beaver tail. I guess kind of looks like a platypus. But is there any more information you can give us on this?
No,
Okay,
It's
that's
all
fine. That's
there.
fine. That's fine.
It's like the pre-evolution is like very, very far zoomed out.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have like a beaver face almost. Um, if a lot of these sheets are from like 2005, that was also when Weasel was designed. Well, we know it was like its design was solidified by then.
Sure.
So it's possible they wanted to introduce maybe like something similar to an otter or like again a platypus. It's just very, very generic. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
also,
I
yeah,
like-
that's another thing. Pop mentioned in chat, and he helped a great deal on this. Diamond and Pearl
awesome.
got delayed twice, so
Right.
you know if they were like cutting it close with a lot of stuff, it was just all over the place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is so
That's
cool.
that's crazy to think that they're still finalizing the designs like 2 months, you said, before the game came out, September to July.
Yeah, I mean there are early builds from June that are like 50% finished design wise, but we don't know if like that's a build where they put everything in or like if a lot of stuff was done. It's again, it depends on the generation. But Gen 4 was hell. Again, like the GTS stuff is like what
Sure.
was really indicative of that.
We haven't even gotten to that yet. Yeah. We got the 3-leaf clover motif. Pretty simple Pokemon here. Glad it was scrapped. To me, this thing looks
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute, but it's cute, but it's
That's
You
weird
forgettable.
for you to
confuse me
say.
so much. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird for you to say, Dusty.
You like those types of
But here's the
That
thing:
is
you guys
your
are putting me in a
genre.
box. Like just because it's a grass type, just because it is based on a flower, doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. It can still be forgettable. I think the Eldegoss line is incredibly forgettable. This is the concept
I
of a
love those
3-leaf
guys.
or 4-leaf clover Pokemon. Great. This execution, boring and forgettable. I'm glad it was scrapped. If they bring it back and redesign it, I'm into it. But this
I really
is
wish we
this is
got to
not
see the rest
final.
of this family. It's on the sheet.
Oh, there is more
To-
here.
Nice.
There's supposed to be more here.
The thing I was saying yesterday is that this art compared to all the other ones looks much more finalized. So I was wondering if it made it farther along before it got scrapped because it's the art is
Yeah.
a more polished.
Yeah, so most of these sheets are by the individual designers, so they will all look like their work.
Yeah.
Whereas some of them have been redesigned by Sugimori. So like Krenados is redesigned by Sugi. That early Krogunk, I'm pretty sure is by him. It doesn't look like the Kawano,
The
but like
Krogan
that,
is so good.
but like that Perugly, that is like all to Kawano because he always draws in pencil.
That's
You
cool.
can see that with his early art for like HESS and his early art of like the mom
Yeah.
character from Diamond and Pearl. So
That's cool that you're able
Yeah.
to kind of make those connections. All right, let's get back on now to some Pokemon that we have not looked at all. You've got this section categorized as presumed single stage Pokemon. The frilled cabbage lizard Pokemon. This thing is cool. I think a lot of people initially, when they saw this, thought of the evolution for the peanut dragon or the peanut Pokemon that we saw as like a beta Pokemon or scrap design for Generation 6. I don't know if you include anything here, but yeah, is there anything else you can tell us about this thing? This thing also feels pretty kind of final, if I gotta be honest.
this thing is weird. I
is weird.
really like it. It's one of my favorites, especially out of like the deluge of like grass types. So this
Right.
was designed by the same person that did the peanut Pokemon. So this was by Kanako Eo.
Oh, it is. Okay,
Um,
that's cool.
Yeah. It's late 2005, so it's more finalized than a lot of other stuff by a couple of months. And I don't know how this thing works. It could be like rotating its ears. It could be
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it right
like
here a
the-
little bit.
like the drawing in the top right is really weird as well because like I can't tell whether it's like standing on both legs.
Yeah. Or
Like we have to
I think
like yeah.
Yeah.
It-
The
no,
back
I-
of it's like not there, like drawn almost. So I think those are just its front legs that it's just
I agree.
standing or pushing on. You know
I
what
think
I mean?
it-
Not like
Yeah, but then
standing.
its neck wouldn't be at that angle.
True. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just really weird. I
is.
don't really know. And then you've got like the maybe pre-evolution on the left, like drawing, which is from like
Yeah.
a zoom out connected to the sheet,
Mhm.
which you obviously just can't make out. So,
Right.
Again, this
It's really
Pokemon
difficult.
makes me think about the color palette. Reminds me of Tropius. It reminded me of that Generation 6 Peanut Dragon. But I also think the idea of a Pokemon wearing like leaves as clothing reminds me of like Leavanny. And I say clothing because towards its like midsection, it almost looks like a lot of the leaves are like tucked within itself.
Like wrapped.
Yeah, wrapped.
Yeah.
Wrapped.
It is like literally a
kinda cool.
cabbage plus a lizard. So
Yeah.
it is like
Mhm.
literally wrapped in its own plant vine thingies.
It's cool. This thing is really, 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 really cool. What do we think
Really
about this,
cool.
chat?
Yeah.
By the
Need-
same
I think we need to let this person who designed these actually get one of their lizard Pokemon out,
I
because
know, for real.
like
Gen 10.
they just keep getting shut down. Oh, I was gonna mention though, I think the peanut lizard, if I'm not mistaken, was replaced. I want to say it was replaced by Helioptile and Heliolisk. Is there any connection with those guys to this designer that you know of?
I don't know who designed those. This doesn't look like her, but again, like that's because like Peanut Pokemon was what? The sheet was dated 2011. So this is 6 years difference already.
Mhm.
I don't know. Kaneko Ao is like a very weird artist because of this we now know what her style is definitively,
It's
but only for like 2005.
it's grass type
2006.
dragons. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
really hard.
What else
It's
have they
very funny
made?
how she like signed. We didn't know before this.
Okay.
It was very up in the air. But like, hold on, because we have all of the designers noted in the descriptions if they
Oh, you do.
did that. So like, she did Hippopotas and Hippowdon, like the early like blue hippo. She did the light bulb
Cute.
bird
Cute.
lion. She did this. She did.
She did-
a
she did
moss
the lion?
Pokemon. No, I don't know who did that.
Okay.
That's a very like alien style to me.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah.
different.
So like we have about 7 designs from her now.
Cool.
Crazy.
So we can kind of figure stuff out. She left after Sword and Shield, so that was her last one.
Bro, bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
They
that's
But
what
she
happened.
left
Wouldn't
after
use it,
Sword
her
and
little
Shield.
dinos. They wouldn't use the dinos, so
Yeah,
she's
she
so
might
bad.
she might be on the series. We have no idea. She
Yeah.
might be like a freelancer at some point. Like most Game Freak Pokemon designers, don't work at Game Freak anymore. Like Omura left after Gen 6, Nishida left after Gen 2. They're all just like freelancers now. James as well.
What is
Some
that
of them.
process then? You said freelancer. I mean, is that like? I guess you know what I'm thinking about. I'm like, can a fake mon artist get scooped up?
I mean, we have like tons of fan artists working on the series already.
Do we
in
actually?
so many different ways. Yeah, like I mean, what does a fan artist mean, right? Like,
right.
it can mean a lot. But like a lot of, it's really hard to say. Like a lot of I'm trying to think about what I can reveal right now because I'm like, in my head, I'm referring to like people that I know. For instance, there was one person. There's one person who has like kind of a fairly big, or had a fairly big presence on the anime, and he was like a fairly popular fan artist for a while. And he like goes under like a different name now, like a professional name. There's also a well, also you had like Carlos, like he is like one of the most prolific like
Oh,
Pokemon
yes.
like musician
Sure.
like arrangements
Yeah.
arrangers on YouTube, and he got to do like the main overworld theme for ZA. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it comes down to with like them freelancing or getting freelancers to make Pokemon designs is most of those people, or maybe not most, but a lot of them are they used to work with Game Freak. They have a relationship, so they like trust them to make the designs. I would imagine
it's
with
also like so
with the
hard to
fan
not be a
art.
fan of Pokemon as well, especially
Sure,
if you
yeah.
are like an artist in Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like Hitoshi Ariga, who is, I'll just post some screenshots from our site. Like
Goat. The
he
goat.
did so many designs, and this guy does not work at Game Freak.
Yeah.
He's probably like one of the most important like modern artists in the series. He's done so much like merchandise stuff, so many designs, and he doesn't work at the company.
Yeah, but he's still
Mm,
making them all the way up until Mega Drampa, He's just here.
And then you have like Atsuko Nishida, who she made Pikachu, and then she left the company after like 4 years, and she's still designing Pokemon.
Ah, that's so
Mhm.
sick. That's so sick.
Yeah.
Man,
We were gonna do a whole episode on these. I love like knowing this and like just like looking over these designers,
looking
and
at
what
a-
their style is, and all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah, yeah.
It's fun.
Looking at a batch of Pokemon designed by that are created by the same artist is kind of interesting to try to connect some dots. All right, this dragon is so cool. This lizard. We also have a masked Pokemon here. This thing is crazy, actually.
This intrigues me the most. I want
Let's
to see
see.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
So hold on.
give me the
I need you to
lowdown,
click
'cause
on click on the screenshot tab.
yeah.
I don't know how I got that from this.
I don't know how you.
Let's see.
Because I was like,
That's
what
insane.
is this? And I spent like 2 hours like boosting the exposure, and yeah, it's very clearly like some kind of fighting type Pokemon.
Yeah. It looks like an
Very
evolution. Again, yeah, I was gonna say color wise, and this little the giveaway for me is the ears.
Also, big
it looks like a
hand on the side,
Hariyama
it seems.
evolution.
Yeah, we thought that as well. There's just not enough like conclusive evidence to it.
Of course.
I really like through this document. I really appreciated that you guys were doing some puzzling. You were putting some. You used the brand new Generation 4 Pokemon moves as maybe as maybe a sign that this Pokemon could be about this because it matches this, and this move didn't exist before.
Yeah, that dates back to
nice.
That dates back to like I think Gen 4, the way that they decided moves was different, and the final order is just very weird. But like with Gen 1, like Meowth was a fairly late-ish design, but Payday was done fairly early. So like what does that mean? Like
yeah,
it's interesting to think about. There's another Pokemon, I don't think you've gotten to it yet. And I think the move Natural Gift, which is it changes like damage and type based on the berry you have. I think that would have been designed for this Pokemon. Yeah, that thing right there.
Okay. All right, we'll get to
we
it.
Get to that.
Yeah, this Hariyama would have been really cool. This new evolution. They're really okay.
The face is really cool.
really cool. Yeah. And we do have a question by one of our supporters. Sky Jordan King says I guess he's wondering, Lou, if there's any Pokemon here that you think gut reaction could be something that we see return in Generation 10.
Yellow Gastrodon, but that's only because of Pocopia. I don't look at any leaks or anything. I don't want to know about any leaks, but I think the Gastrodon thing was a tease, and now I think I might have killed that thing with this. I have no idea, genuinely.
Yeah.
But like that's the most recently like referenced thing in this.
Right. Do you think I mean, maybe it is possible because we're talking about how last second things are done, but do you think something like this where it's like, okay, they teased it in Pocopia and then a few months later we get this that drops and now it's public, do you think something like that would influence them to be like, ooh, maybe we should change this?
It depends on how like important the Pokemon is. Like if it was a legendary Pokemon, probably not. If it was like a new form that they've already teased, I don't know. If it was also like we don't know when Winds and Waves comes out. For all we know, it could be the end of next year, so they would have like plenty of time to like remodel and redesign and do new things. Sure. They could tweak stuff. We have no idea. The only real like thing we know about fan feedback was they scrapped Evolution and Sun and Moon, but like that was like one of many possible reasons, Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, that wasn't like because like they've leaks and like development information it's so weird because one of the most cringe things I've ever seen in like an interview was super unprofessional. And I won't say who, but they were interviewing Omori around the time Sword and Shield came out, and at the time Space World had leaked, and they were like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it was like the evolution to Farfetch.
Yeah.
It's like, is this related to Surfetch? And he was like,
that.
Yeah, and he was like man, he didn't even work at the company when that thing was made. Like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. One thing I can say is that I have spoken to some Game Freak staff after this came out, and I told them about it, and they were like, "Wow, this is like really cool," and it was like really nice to see this again. They were like, "Oh yeah, thank you for like preserving it." So
preserving what? Preserving what?
This like getting the documentary out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been working on this? You talked to Game Freak staff recently? This just came out publicly.
As in yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, they don't work at the company anymore, but they're in the video. So I was
cool.
like, oh, we release this, and they were like, oh, this is really cool. So
wow.
That's all I can say to that, and like how they have responded to this. We have no idea.
My only thing with the Winds and Waves stuff is I would hope that the like Luminion eel thing. I'm pulling for that one because you see Luminion a ton. Oh, this is just speculation, right? You see Luminion so much like used in the
In trailer.
promotional stuff of Winds and Waves, and I'm like, they might be teasing it a little bit. Like he's
Yeah.
got
That
the underwater like neon lights thing that like shows off the environmental like lighting that they've got going on. So it
it's
could
possible.
be. It just feels like it could be. But then I'm like, if they see this and they are like, maybe we
Well, you
should.
can blame me for it if
release
there's
that.
another terror leak and they name me in it. So
Yeah, but this has
My-
been. I
my-
mean, I
Yeah,
feel like
well.
we've seen a different version of. Yeah, we've seen
Luminion
a Luminion
Evolution or whatever.
beta form
Or not
before.
Evolution.
So
yeah, so
and this isn't supposed to be an evolution.
yeah, no,
Mhm.
this is like just another like flying fish concept, and then at this point, Luminion was like if you click on like underneath Luminion, it'll show you like any like leaked sprites that we talk about, and yeah, like Luminion still had that old like jet black design, and then elements of this were moved into final
The final
Luminion, I
Lum-
guess.
Yeah, that makes sense because it was different. The beta Luminion was very different from this essentially.
Yeah.
But this would be my pick for anything happening in Winds and Waves, just because of how much it's
I can see it.
Yeah.
used in the trailer and in like they had the what was it, the symphony thing, the musical video, promotional video that they posted. He was in there
Mhm.
too, and he's around.
P1 Polyrath, I forgot to read this earlier. He's been a member for 19 months. Huge shout out to you, man. Box Legendary tier. We appreciate you supporting. He says the bird may not have
Yes.
become Rotom, but Rotom became all utilities. And that is true. And I'm still holding out hope that we get some more Rotom forms. Actually, yeah, Lou, what do you think about that? Rotom getting a brand new type. Rotom getting a brand new form that matches all of the other battle forms and then actually getting a new type combination. That's insane.
Well,
Hippocopia, yeah.
yeah, I'm so tired of Rotom. I love Rotom.
What do you
I love it so
mean?
much, but
No,
I'm
I'm with
so
you.
exhausted.
I'm totally
I'm
with you.
so
What do you mean you're
Yeah.
exhausted by Rotom?
I miss
I
when
agree.
Rotom.
Oh
I
my
miss when
gosh.
Rotom was like this cool, like rare, scarce encounter with like a cool gameplay mechanic behind it. Now it's like your phone and your bike and your iPad, and I just can't do it
Damn.
anymore. I'm so
Damn.
tired.
Yeah.
Like it's your PC. It's the drone in Sword and Shield. It's so like
It's overkill.
odd.
It's overkill.
Yeah.
They
Like
did
why is it
way too
like
They-
domesticated? What like how did that
Yeah.
happen? They never go into this.
It was a technology. It was a rare technology that was mass produced.
But I think that might become a real form, though. I don't know how they're gonna move it over, but
I think
I
they'll
don't-
just. Yeah, I don't know either, but it has a new type. There's no need to give it a new type if it's not gonna be
Sound
bad.
type is
Here-
normal type.
It's insane.
This
Yeah,
isn't
some type is the
a-
normal type. We've come to that conclusion. I'm over the copium.
we accepted it.
It's just normal type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Hoops?
I was gonna say this isn't a Winds and Waves podcast, so I'll keep this brief. But it is interesting that we've got like the Yellow Shellos, and then we've got DJ Rotom.
Yeah.
That like they're both forms that are very possibly going to be in Winds and Waves of older Pokemon. So it feels like we might get a good chunk of like new forms for old Pokemon just
Yeah.
in this game as kind of like a trending thing. So
Possibly, yeah.
that's exciting.
That would be fun. I would love to learn more about this Marimo Pokemon. It looks, I don't know if you actually read it here. It says a water grass type Pokemon based on Marimo, a small moss ball often found at the bottom of the lakes. Do you talk about Tangela here? I think you maybe. Oh, it may have been a
yeah,
counterpart of the line, especially
might have
given
been counterpart.
Tangro's. Say it again. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a counterpart. We initially thought when we first like, so obviously they show this in like a like a drone shot almost of like all these crazy
Yeah.
sheets of paper, and we were like, oh my god, they were gonna do the baby again. But no, it's not related to Tangela at all.
I would
is on
say
this one.
this seems. That's crazy that you say it's not related to Tangela at all because it looks identical to Tangela. It's got red shoes and big eyes and a tangled mess of a body. I would say this is maybe the earliest concept of a regional form for Tangela.
Maybe.
No, I think the thing is like generally what Pokemon loves to do is they love to put things in pairs. So there are a lot of designs here that could be like, to the degree that I decided, let's categorize them as counterparts almost, right? Or like precursors.
Sure.
Like you have like the flying like ray Pokemon. It's a 2-stage like almost like bat umbrella creature in the same game that you make a baby form for your Gen 2 Manta Ray Pokemon.
Yeah.
And they have faces on their back. Like that is so clearly a counterpart. I also the same thing with Luminion and Finneon. There were 2 of them. So it's like it's possible, but like we don't have a Tangrowth equivalent, and Tangrowth would have been done at this point. So who knows?
Yeah, but it could have existed. It could have just been not shown in the DVD.
Yeah, well,
there's tons
right?
of designs here that are barely visible. So
Yeah,
I don't think that's
like,
evidence against an idea. It's just that we just don't have. We have nothing to confirm it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's why I say it looks like Tangela, and it might have been a counterpart. But
I mean, this is it undeniably looks
yeah.
just like Tangela.
Yeah, it's definitely not like part of the Tangela family because it is based on a very specific like type of ball of moss that is related to like a real life lake in the region that Sinnoh is based off of.
Beautiful.
And Sinnoh was originally going to have Dive around the time the sheet was made.
Ooh, that's cool.
So yeah, that was also another crazy find when I was like, oh my god, like you would have been able to dive around this time period. You probably would have been able to get it at like Lake Verity, which is where you could dive. And that's what the lakes are based off of in real life. So
right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it close. I don't think if it was anything, it was like some kind of form of Tangela before those forms ever existed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, these concepts didn't show up until Gen 7. Yeah, regional forms didn't show up until Gen 7, but like we've always had different variants, even in Generation 4. The idea of, West and East form Gastrodon was a concept that is an early version of a regional form.
also,
to be honest, this reads
though, right?
more like a convergent form.
I think modern Pokemon design elements make us look back on stuff like this, but then you like look at what their intent was for Sun and Moon, and it's like Alola forms existed so that they could celebrate Kanto. Like that was their very explicit reason that they stated. Like with Pokemon, I think we try and ascribe like later stuff to like and we tend to overthink a lot as well. Right, like a lot of the very obvious answers. The funniest one is like, oh, what was the deal with AZ? Like, what were they doing with X and Y? What did they mean by this? And it's like, Masuda said, oh, we wanted to make a story about a guy who lived forever. That's it. That's all they wanted to do. So
yeah,
I do agree. I don't think that applying like gimmicks from the future really works as much. I think this could have just been like a little Pokemon that. Oh, it kind of looks like Tangela, but that's it. It looks too much like Tangela, so let's cut it. Something like that.
We can't even ascertain like what the rest of this generation was like, because again, there's no East or West Gastrodon, but there are 2 color schemes for like the cricket grasshopper thing.
Yeah.
What does that mean? We don't know. Had they cut most of the gender differences at this point? Maybe.
That's true.
It's really hard.
Yeah. I think it really is just subjective because, like, to me, the simplest thing is it looks like Tangela. It was probably related to Tangela. And just because there's not a name for it, like we talk about convergent Pokemon, but there's actually no name for Wiglet. There's no classification name for Sinistcha or Toedscruel. They're just we gave them the name convergent form, but they're really just a new Pokemon that looks like it doesn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I find it so interesting. I actually
the sheet is just like Marimo Pokemon. It can expand and it's water grass.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's also by Kanako AO as well. I don't know if she did any baby Pokemon.
Is she the one who did the grass dragon?
Yes, this is like the final design of hers on this sheet.
Actually,
no, the next Pokemon is, but
she's cooking, dude.
Yeah, no,
these are all my favorites.
Really good. Her designs are really good. Really solid.
Obsessed. All right, and then we have the Petal Mantis. I mean, this is Lurantis, right? This is Beta Lurantis. Is that what we're doing here?
Absolutely revisited this idea.
100%. So cool. So it's got a lotus, or it's like it got a big flower on its back. Is that what that is?
Yeah,
it is kind of tough to see.
It is flower.
Okay.
They're like kind of like wings, though. If you look at the one all the way to the right, you can see it has a tail and then like big petals on its back.
Cool. That is cool.
This thing is peak. Mostly because to me, I love the like horns that look like the actual animal's eyes in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it has like the real Pokemon eyes underneath it. If you ever look at a Lotus Mantis,
Sure, I see what you're
think it's
saying.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love this design. It's one of my favorites.
this
for
is
sure.
cool.
Absolutely.
I think the story
Dragon?
here is that
Bug
this
Dragon?
design, this Petal Mantis design from Generation 4 was probably reworked or conceptualized as as that what would it have been? The fairy type regional form for Scyther in Gen 7, which then eventually was turned into the Lurantis line.
Wow, maybe that's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean they
Wow.
love that praying mantises.
Yeah,
Me too. Me too.
this is so cool. We got
This
some
is like my number 2 after
Your
the
number 2?
Lumineon thing. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is so good. I need it.
It is cool. We got Vincent is back with a super chat. He says, could the leaks lead to these mons happening? I would love to see the Swellow evolution, the Lapras pre-evolution, and we haven't had a pre-evolution in ages. We did get a baby. We got Toxel as a baby Pokemon. And that was introduced in Generation 8, but it wasn't like a cross-generation pre-evolution.
I think babies are just like super dead. I don't think that's
Damn, we're gonna have to
like
censor that.
because like you, it's
Gotta process.
Listen.
Just kidding.
The thought process is that they kind of suck. Like nobody
sure.
liked engaging with that mechanic in Gen 4. They were a cool idea in Gen 2, but even in Gen 2, they cut back like 50% of them. Then you see this, and they cut back a bunch more.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really make any more besides Toxel, which is not even really a baby like it is, but like you don't even need to like incense breed that anymore.
Yeah.
Incense breeding doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And also breeding doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, it's slowly on its way out.
They've like phased back like basically every element of it. So I think pre-evolutions are just not. I don't know.
Yeah, the way I look at it, I've come to the conclusion that baby Pokemon suck if baby Pokemon is itself the prize and the gimmick, because it's like, why obtain something that won't actually be lasting? It's like it's like, why would you do all of this work to get something which then will evolve at level 20? You know, like,
and like
it's convoluted and pointless. But in terms of a playthrough, I do think there is a lot of, and we talked about this yesterday, we've been talking about this for a couple months now, but like there is a lot of merit to Pokemon getting cross-gen pre-evolutions. I don't care if it's classified as a baby, but like there is merit to that if you can then get those, if it means you can get those lines earlier in a playthrough. Because I think about Black 2 and White 2 and how cool it is to get like Elekid, Magby, Riolu. There are so many cool Pokemon that you can get early on that you normally wouldn't. I guess Sun and Moon is another example of that. There's I feel like a lot of baby Pokemon.
The problem with that to me is just like, from like a designer's perspective, it's like, okay, in Black and White 2, those aren't even baby Pokemon anymore. Those are just like functionally pre-evolutions that you get.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like that's
the baby aspect of it doesn't matter. Like that's not the prize.
You lose that.
That's the thing that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like, in like a newer game context as well, in an open world game, why would you not just put Lapras in this area?
Because Lapras
like
is super powerful. Lapras is super powerful, and then you won't be. So then they won't be able to give it to you until Gym 7 or whatever. You know?
Yeah, but we're talking about like an open world Pokemon game, right? With Scarlet and Violet, they clearly didn't care about that. You can walk up to anywhere and catch any Pokemon at any stage. It's like that type of game design wasn't a priority for SV. So I can't imagine it will be for Winds and Waves. I would like it to come back, but it's just hard to do in that setting.
Yeah, that's true. Lapras
there is a
being
little
this
bit
legendary
of
Pokemon that you want to catch. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the argument against it or for it, I guess, would be that I don't know. I think about the whole champions thing where it's like I feel like baby Pokemon aren't around because they're not like viable in any way in a game to use other than for
it's not a prize. It's the opposite of a Mega Evolution.
Right.
It's the weakest form of a Pokemon possible.
Well, I would argue that you could use baby Pokemon more than Mega Evolution until ZA came out. Absolutely.
Oh sure, yeah. Because
I mean, you click the Mega Evolution button and
because they exist.
You roll the credits, you know.
Yeah. But a baby Pokemon is the opposite of a Yeah. I don't care about.
I've said it many times on the podcast, but it's just I think that Winds and Waves is going in this direction of like we have more freedom to just make designs that we enjoy.
Yeah.
And like babies are just cute. Like I'm not saying that they'd bring back baby Pokemon, but maybe pre-evolutions like you guys are talking
Yeah.
about.
I'd like it for
and
sure.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have to be like tied down to being like, oh, you're wasting Pokemon for competitive in any way, because I think that they've removed a lot of the competitive aspect with Champions. Not totally, but a lot of it. If you read the interviews from the Champions producer, I think he was.
Yeah,
he
Hoshino.
mentioned
No,
a lot
don't worry,
about,
I've read them. They're
yeah,
Yeah.
about freeing
very
it up.
awful interviews. For his
Yeah.
sake, Jesus. But
I agree.
yeah. Also, there's also like the global experience share, right? Like you can't ever
Mhm.
make a Pokemon game now unless you fundamentally change how that works. So like baby Pokemon, you can just put anywhere, and they will just be instantly like level 99. So
Mhm.
like that's not even a concern anymore.
Yeah.
If they just
I'm-
made them
I'm-
more viable in the game itself, in the adventure, I'm down for sure.
Yeah, I'm really interested in just like pre-evolutions for world building. That's really that's what I care about.
Yeah, that's what they could do too with that
Yeah.
whole
Wasn't
more
Lapras
freedom.
also like bred to extinction at some point in like Gen
That-
1, and then
in
they
the
like
lore?
Sure, yeah.
amended
somewhere.
that in the Pokedex in Gen 7, I think. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. I just vaguely remember.
They love giving out Lapras anyway. It's like a
Yeah.
gift or like a ride Pokemon. So
I might be gaslighting myself, or you might be gaslighting me. Apparently, but...
that was the intent.
yeah.
Vincent says, "Do they just hate the people who want them? Maybe
Yes.
they might. I don't know.
They might.
The Game Freak staff look pretty. They look pretty jolly in that DVD. All right, we have a what is this? A ghost bear? Is that what we're looking at here? This is cool.
No, this
Kind of
is
a
just a
simple
very
design.
tired looking bear. You fell for it. You fell for its gimmick.
What's the gimmick?
Yeah.
The
I
gimmick
love
is that it always looks like it's supposed to be asleep.
Oh,
Its eyes are actually closed in that image.
Yeah.
If you look closer at it,
Let's
like those
see.
are its eyebrows that are lit up.
oh,
Or, yeah,
hilarious! That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so this is, I think you read it here, that this is very reminiscent of Komala, where it is perpetually sleeping. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then
That's
you
fun.
also have like the crazy bear, funny bear motif, which they
Yeah.
did in Sun and
Yeah.
Moon as well.
eyebrows.
It's fun. A lot of these
This one has a
designs
lot
get
of text
reworked.
to it that is pretty legible. Like it's just got the whole like concept behind it,
Yeah.
like written.
We got a cotton mouse Pokemon.
This one was very popular on Twitter. A lot
Yeah.
of people were like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, we were robbed."
Yeah.
This is
Very
definitely
Swirlix. Very
Yeah.
Swirlix vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinda
absolutely.
But it
crazy.
definitely is a mouse here, though, too. It is not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
I mean,
Swirlix
Watana
is a mouse.
Izumi. Yeah.
See, to me, I think this may have been reworked into Whimsicott. I actually was playing I made the realization last year that Whimsicott is a mouse, like it is in its
Did
own
you?
nest.
No,
It's
it
not
is
it's not
a mouse.
It is.
It is not a mouse. It's a sheep.
ram. It's
It's
a
a
It's
sheep.
not a sheep. It's not a
It
sheep.
is.
So-
It is objectively a sheep. It is objectively.
Why?
Listen, okay.
because
I
my
hate-
realization is not on Bulbapedia. So unless there's another YouTube video out there or Reddit article, that was an original thought from my
Well,
brain.
I hate to
because
say
of the
that
Dex
Dusty is
entries.
right.
Thank
He's
you,
right.
man. Thank you.
He's right.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'm gonna
He's right
explain-
about Bulbapedia, but I don't know about the ram.
Yeah, no, it's
mouse
very easy
thing.
to be right about Bulbapedia. I think that you are absolutely
we love
correct
Bulbapedia.
with this
Bulbapedia
cotton
is
mouse
great.
stuff.
Let's
Because so this Pokemon's art style is very, 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 very clearly Atsuko Nishida. She loves her food Pokemon. You'll see that
Oh,
later.
Let's go. I think she
Um,
might be my favorite artist of all time. I'm realizing.
She
Jeez
did.
Louise.
She's done a lot of food Pokemon. She did
Yeah.
a food Pokemon for Gen 1 that became Pikachu. And she also did like Alchemy. It's very interesting that this design is probably by her. And also Whimsicott was designed by Atsuko Nishida. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there is a connection between the two. And they would have made this thing fairy ground, which makes me angry because food Pokemon equals fairy now.
Yep.
But like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing
Definitely.
for me was I was playing I was playing black version and a wild Whimsicott showed up. I would think I was training a Cottony, and then out of nowhere, it's like the Pidgeotto encounter in Gen 1. A Whimsicott showed up wild, and I captured it, and I had never done that apparently, because then all of a sudden the Dex entry flashed up because it was the first time I had, captured the Pokemon. And I'm reading it and I was like, you know what? This really does, the description sounds like what a mouse is, right? It sneaks through gaps into houses, causing a lot of mischief, right? Like the wind, they can slip through any gap, no matter how small. That's what mice do. They leave little balls of white fluff behind. They make a nest. That's what a mouse does. And then I was looking at it, and they leaving balls of cotton in the home. And then I'm just like looking at it. I'm like, it is just like a little mouse. I will not disagree that yes, the ears do look like ram's horns or whatever, but they also just kind of look like what do you call them? Like a fiddle leaves. They also look like fiddle leaves to me.
I do think that this obsessed with her mice Pokemon because Pikachu.
Yeah,
she does them every gen now, like Palmy. So
that's
I do think that,
and I didn't know that
it's
aspect. So that's cool.
I do think that most of the deck stuff, though, you could make a case that this thing was changed to fairy because it's like a little fairy, mischievous creature that little person.
It's just the worst type.
Around.
I'm sorry.
I agree. No. I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
The worst type?
Yes, absolutely.
No, dude,
I agree.
No way.
Yes, let's go. I wanted the justification.
Fairy is absolutely the worst type. Okay, if you 100%. Add like a stupid broken type to the game because Hydreigon was too strong in VGC, like what are you doing, man? Okay.
No, I'm so glad it exists.
It is just so like reductive. If a Pokemon is
how is it reductive? What is
if a Pokemon is pink, or if it's fluffy, or if it's food, it will be fairy type. Or
what is wrong with that?
Or no, there's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is that before they used to make really cool, like diverse normal types that could do a bunch of cool stuff, and now they don't do that. Okay, we don't get Skitty anymore. We don't get Delcatty anymore.
Okay, you might be cooking on that a little bit.
I don't think that's a bad thing though, because like normal is so often like
my main problem is that they introduced something specifically to combat like game balance in VGC, and I'm like, well, this is my single player.
That's
RPG.
not
Why
just
are you doing
that? That's listen. There's two.
That was the stated reason.
No, listen. VGC YouTubers have too much motion right now. That is not the only reason why they made the fairy type.
No, that is absolutely the
no.
reason
It's
why
not.
they made the
No, it's
fairy
not.
type. Yes.
No.
Pokemon
games for the first time were entering Europe. Right. We went to France. Then we go to the UK. Right. This is the only part of the world where there is like a dominance of fairy type lore, right? Where in Japan,
the only one?
Not the only one, but I'm saying like I didn't mean to say the only. I corrected it halfway through the sentence. Okay, but like in that part of the world, there are so many fairy myths, right? It's not just onis and ghosts, right, and dragons. In this part of the world, there are fairy tales, and so I think it made a lot of sense for that to be added.
The more they branch out with it, the better it is. But I do think that it's I agree with the reductive nature of it all. It's very just like, if it is this and this and this, then that's what it's a.
It's like we need like some vague magic type, but we already.
It's
have
not vague. It's go look up fairy tales. Go look up fairy tales. Go look up fairy tales. What do you mean vague magic? What is an Oni?
I want you to explain to me why half of the Pokemon have fairy type that didn't have it previously.
Say it again.
I want you to explain to me why half of the fairy types have that type that didn't have it previously. Like there are so many Pokemon you could.
We made a podcast on it. I'll tell you why. Yeah, and I'm sure there are some that maybe I can't make the connection and maybe are a little bit shoehorned in. But I think also Game Freak didn't make Lickitung, the giant weird, right, pink lizard that eats food, right? They didn't make that a fairy type. They didn't make
absolutely.
Chansey
they just did
a
it
fairy
to
type.
Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff and Mr. Mime.
I think they make sense.
Clefairy and Clefable. There were literally no more Generation 1 Pokemon for them to do that too.
For anyone listening right now, go check out our fairy type deep dive podcast.
Hold on. I actually do have a source for this. I do want to try and find that. You guys continue.
Yeah. This cotton mouse, I didn't realize it yesterday when I was seeing it on Twitter, but I do think this probably was reworked into Whimsicott. I'm actually Swirlix. I see Swirlix, of course.
I definitely think I could have pulled from
she also she probably designed that as well. It's a food Pokemon.
Yeah.
I will say though as well, to wrap back around with this fairy type argument, I do think this is a good example of like the fairy type existing being a good thing, because I think the fairy type is so much more descriptive of this, like better descriptive
Yeah.
than like a normal ground. Because normal ground to me feels very much like we don't have a type that perfectly fits this. Normal ground is like the best approximation we can give in Gen 4
Yeah.
versus like fairy feels a lot more applicable to me, where it's like, yeah, that
Yeah.
is like what it is.
Well, this is what I was saying earlier, right? I don't think you would say that if fairy type didn't exist. Like you're like retroactively like, putting that onto this design. I think normal ground makes a ton of sense for this.
Yeah, but then
It's like
I don't think it
it's a
makes
mouse
sense at
that
all.
crawls across the ground and like picks things up in its like cotton candy body. Like there are a ton of ideas that you could do with that.
Sure. Yeah, I guess the cotton candy could
or
be like
ground,
the normal size.
grass ground.
I'm not
would make
saying
sense too,
I'm
if
not
was,
saying it
like,
doesn't make
cotton.
sense. I'm just saying like if you're making a cotton candy poke, something like fairy definitely feels more applicable than normal ground.
I'm glad the
Like,
fairy
if
type
it-
exists.
Which was why they did it.
I
in
think
the
it's
end.
crazy to say that there are not good fairy type designs or the fairy type doesn't have a place. Bro, you are the
And I
research
must be crazy.
Luto, you are the research master. You got to go look up Luto. You got to
That's
go
what I
look
said.
up. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna send you some.
Xerneas is the only good fairy type.
I'm gonna send you some YouTube documentary deep dives on fairies and fairy lore and the different types of fairies and how they represent the underworld and the moon and demons, but also trickster.
Yes,
like it's really
you know
cool.
what, Azuma?
It's
yes,
cool.
I know about rabbits and the moon. Okay, I'm well aware. The thing is I think we had a lot of good like mythological like yokai Pokemon that were a bunch of varied types. Okay, we had ghosts, we had psychic, we had ice. I don't think you can do that anymore without making them inherently fairy. I don't think you can do that anymore. Could you name like one like Pokemon that's based off of like some sort of like modern Pokemon that's based off of some sort of fable or like magical concept or food or is like that isn't a fairy type? It's just like one.
I mean, the only one I can think of is Ogerpon, but I don't know if that's exactly the same thing.
I think Ogerpon was made for a very specific concept, and I think
Yeah.
fairy type is
No, I
out of
agree.
that wheelhouse.
I think we should have you back on to talk about the fairy type, and we could do a full conversation on this.
All I ask
I
is
think
that
the fairy
they make
type's
better
really
fairy
interesting.
types. They should make more interesting fairy types that like don't have to be just like pink and fluffy.
You know
I
what,
think they
guys?
shouldn't be scared to
This
make a
feels
fairy type that is
this
not
feels
normal, or a food
hypocritical
Pokemon.
because I think what you guys don't like is the aesthetic of pink fluffy Pokemon. I think you're
Absolutely not.
absolutely not. You don't.
That's not what I'm.
you don't
No,
like
that's not
that?
what I'm saying
Maybe
at
not.
all.
I wouldn't put that on Lou, but maybe on me you could put that on, 'cause
definitely,
I
it's
don't
definitely
like
on Soul because like
Yeah.
it's like if it's a cute crazy like demon if it's like if it's a cute spirit it becomes a fairy. If it is a demonic spirit, it is a ghost or a dark type. That's fine. That makes sense to me, and without it becomes a normal type, and the normal type doesn't really, I don't know, I think the normal type is too much of a catch-all.
I mean, I think Ghost has been flanderized a bit as well, but like that's because it always had been after Gen 1, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't serve the same purpose. Fairy exists to serve a very specific purpose, and that purpose is for competitive. Now it's different. I'm
The
gonna find
VGC
some-
VGC people are making that up. They are
It
they are
was
as self-important as
I
me.
can say this.
That is
I
made
can
up.
say this. I can say this for certain because I remember a very particular interview from X and Y when it was coming out. When they talked about fairy types.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely
P1.
made. It
I
was
know,
definitely made
but one yes,
for balance.
but sure. But Game Freak has said we're doing this because of balance before, and that has been a lie. So I don't think just because they said it,
What's
it
that
is true.
example?
Generation
I mean,
8.
it's pretty obvious that
Degs
that's
it.
what it was because even without the interview saying we made this for balance, it was obvious that Dragon type was busted at
Of
that
course.
time.
No,
and,
yeah.
and needed a balance. So that's definitely. I mean,
I'm yeah.
they like you can. I think it's fair to say that like they had more ideas with the idea of a fairy type than just balance because they probably wouldn't have done it if it was strictly competitive.
Yes.
Because they wanted a little bit of artistic, but like
Yes.
the main purpose was definitely like we've got to figure out a way to stop the reign of dragons and make things a little more.
But if they wanted,
well-rounded.
I totally agree, and I guess my point is like if they were only concerned with balance, competitive balance, the type could have been anything they wanted,
Yeah,
but they decided
absolutely.
to
It
make
just
the
had to be a
fairy
type
type.
that they had to graft onto Gardevoir and Azumarill as well. The through line is like
I wouldn't say those
for-
are grafted. I know why both of those are fairy type.
Well, no,
100%,
absolutely, but they
100%.
did literally graft it on. They were not fairy types to begin with.
Bro,
Personally,
I think.
would
Listen,
be,
I
would
don't
be
know,
much-
man. I
would
think
be
you got a
much
little bit of a
happier.
bias here because you're
I
like,
do have a
what do
bias,
you
'cause I
what do
don't
you
care
think about the
about
dark
BGC.
type? What do you think about the steel type? You think those are stupid types?
Wait, hold on. Could you remind me which Pokemon had dark grafted on it from Gen 1?
Umbreon
Oh, wait,
talks
none
about
of
it's
them, right?
from
No,
Generation 1. Yeah, none of them.
Yeah,
None of them.
It's crazy how they did that to no Pokemon, and then they did it with Steel to Magnemite.
Yeah.
Which that one
They
makes
could have done that to
There-
Voltorb.
the-
They didn't. There was restraint. They exercised a lot of restraint. Umbreon was a poison type for most of development. So I don't know what that means.
I don't think that's totally fair because Generation 1, the Generation 2 games were like a sequel and it's supposed to be like a world building I don't know. They're like a companion game, right? And because the games were interconnected, I think they were supposed to be played like as if I don't know. It's like there was only 150 Pokemon. Adding some additional types is not that far fetched. But if you introduce a new type, 15 years into a series' lifespan, it would I feel like you would have to, and this is what they did, go back and change some of the types of Pokemon from the existing 500 Pokemon or whatever there was at the time. I think it's totally reasonable. And if we get a new type in Generation 10 or in the future, 100% they're going to go back through all 1,000 Pokemon that there are and do some retcons. I think that's totally reasonable.
Also, I should probably clarify when I know the exact quote you're talking about, the Dexit balance quote, that had nothing to do with competitive balance. He's referring to the balance or the volume of the Pokemon in the game specifically.
Ooh, okay.
It didn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
balance.
That's good. No,
I
that's
wouldn't
good
say
to
this is
hear.
completely.
That is good to hear.
I wouldn't say it's completely VGC related to about the fairies. It's just balance in the game in general, not just VGC.
But dragon types aren't overpowered in the game though.
I think they are. I think in Generation
Pokemon.
5
they are.
True.
They are
Yeah,
literally meant to be boss Pokemon. They have the final gym is dragon. The final boss uses a dragon type. The legendaries are dragons. They are meant to be boss Pokemon.
Right.
I
Giving
think
the player a free out for that is you get X and Y, which is the easiest game ever. So.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
I think
that's what happened.
I think the logic there though could be they just wanted to give Dragon a little bit of a challenge, so it wasn't the boss type for time and all eternity. Because I feel like
Yeah, but now
with-
fairy is.
yes, it
firstly,
is.
fairy is, and then they also made a fairy gym leader and a fairy champion, mostly fairy, with a fairy mega evolution, and they sucked. And they were super the weakest bosses of all time.
Yeah, but they could have made him powerful, but that's the XY's issue. And they were trying to make a game that people would actually finish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
We got to
buying
get
it.
back on track.
P1 Polyrath, thank
we
you
should
for the
read-
super chat.
there you go.
P1 Polyrath, he says, wait, let them cook. Bring back the old normal types that were diverse monsters that could learn any type move.
They
from
can't make
Generation
those
1 through
Pokemon
3.
anymore.
I wish
can't
they
do it.
would. I really wish they would. Just those
Well, you know what? There's a
weirdos.
solution to that, okay? And they went
And
away
what
from
is
it in
it?
2013.
What is it?
Very-
Not grafting, Play Rough, and Moonblast, and Dazzling Gleam onto everything. Pokemon movesets are awful because now everything is a normal type. I played BDSP recently, and I used deliberately the worst team that I could.
Nice.
And I still solo ran that game. I couldn't use my other Pokemon.
That is fun.
Because they were too high level. But you go into the department store in that game, and it is depressing. You get Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower, and everything can learn it. And it's you get infinite of them, and it sucks.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem of those. Wait,
DSP.
are those TMs? Are they reusable? But you can buy whatever you want.
Yeah, because they're $300.
Sure,
Very
yes.
cheap.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, that's game design. That's not the type itself. The Polytoad Dojo says Tinkaton is a great fairy type design.
True, I agree. This is the
good.
thing. I like a lot of fairy types, and I think a lot of them have been designed fairly well around the Fae concept, but also you can put them into 5 different categories of Pokemon, and it's limited, but it pretends to be very vague and open. I think that's my issue with it.
Yeah. All right,
Mainly the food Pokemon.
let's keep moving. We get the stacking Pokemon. This is what you were talking about. The stacking Pokemon. Is this
You guys think this would have been fairy type as well?
Yes.
Maybe.
It's kind of cute. It's
It
kind of
is-
cute, and
it is
it
cute.
has a pink part of it, so it might be fairy type.
I don't think so. This nothing about it really says fairy. It looks normal type.
He looks like a
Um,
little
It's got a little
Dumpling or
acorn.
Fey. So yes.
I see acorn.
This
Oh
was
yeah, it
the,
kind of looks like an acorn.
So this design, there were two plans for it. There was a I don't know what plan means in this context.
Yeah.
But one of the ideas is, oh, it can stack Pokemon or stack items on its head, and then another one is that it stacks berries on its head. I thought, because obviously this image is like tilted at like a crazy angle, and I like boosted the exposure on the bottom part.
Zoom and enhance.
Yeah, and I thought that was like the Acorn like Oshawott silhouette for like a nanosecond at the bottom.
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh my god, this is a time traveler. But yeah, I think this thing was
that's kind of fun. The idea that it could stack berries on its head. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think this thing was designed around not Natural Cure, Natural Gift, the move that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it actually probably would be a fairy type if it's like nurturing, if it's like part of nature. It's like a little garden spirit. That's actually this is a fairy type. Fiddle. I don't know, man. I don't get the argument on your end because I'm like, okay, sure, you could be like, well, there's an Oni that is based on collecting berries and it's cute and it hangs out in the garden and causes mischief. But it's like these Pokemon still need to be made in a way, for the most part, where they look at a glance to represent the type that they are. You know, and if you see these like cute little, like, I don't know, it's like, okay, Jiggly.
And this type is normal.
Like, what if Clefairy? What if they made Clefairy like Dark Ghost because it matches a Japanese whatever, whatever equivalent of the fairy
future
thing.
Reference.
That wouldn't make any sense because it's pink
types.
and it's cute. So make it the fairy type.
No, wait, hold on. I'm against updating types. Okay, I think the only time they've ever shown restraint with it was for Magnemite. Every other time was a fairy
I think
type.
they need.
That's
no.
The
I think they need.
fundamental disagreement is coming.
The Civil War starts. Yeah,
I think they need to I think they absolutely could change types in the same way that they've changed moves and abilities. They've changed colors. They've changed stat distributions. Why not?
Dusty's all about.
Also, update. Every game is a new universe.
Type, I agree.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that. I didn't say
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Wait, hold on. I'm
Sorry,
just looking at this again. Why is Fezandipity poison and fairy?
I didn't say that.
No. I'm asking you right now. I'm putting the question to you right now.
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because the poison type comes from Petron, obviously, and the fairy type comes from its desire to be beautiful and the fact that it's a beautiful Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, they do type.
You know what's hilarious? When you said Fezandipity, I was thinking Unpheasant.
Appropriate?
And I was like, what are we talking about?
Well, Unpheasant is awesome, and Fezandipity is awful. So that's like the key difference, though.
No, that makes sense. The names are too similar in my mind. But yeah, Cook Hoops.
They're also both
Hoops, what were you going to say?
Pheasants.
We're talking over each other.
I was going to say that I personally enjoy when they do retype stuff, like when a new type comes along specifically. Like I wouldn't necessarily like it if they just updated things every gen, but like when a new type comes along and they change a couple, I like it because it is kind of a small way of giving life to a Pokemon, similar to like a form or variant or something. And also it kind of equates Pokemon to kind of like the real world, where it's like, we've documented this animal, this species, but now we've learned that it can actually do this thing, or it has this trait that like it gained over like through evolution or whatever. And that, to me, that it feels very similar to that kind of thing. And that just feels like a very Pokemon world lore building type of thing.
I think it's fun.
I would be down. I would be super down with that. The problem is that they never do this in the game itself. They never acknowledge that Pokemon have become a new type. That's also a really weird thing, where it's like,
that would be nice.
Like you're playing,
I think there is evidence.
You're playing like you're playing like the Kanto remakes, and like
he's just different
now. Like nobody brings up that like these things are just different. It's like, okay, I guess I don't know.
I feel.
I guess it's like fairies exist in this universe or something.
Which that's kind of funny.
In BDSP.
That's kind of funny that is the case, because like in a lot of other areas, they go to great lengths to make sure that things aren't inconsistent and that there aren't retcons and stuff like that. So
one of the only like text changes in BDSP was they changed the name of Tin Tower. Like they are very, very, very conscientious about this sort of thing. So to have this like really kind of big like hole in the world, where like all of these like very important creatures that everybody knows and loves and has documented, like it's very anti-Pokemon to me. And that's what I mean, right? Like this was not designed for a single player RPG. This was designed purely to satiate balance, and not from a single player perspective, because nobody was using ridiculously strong dragon types in a playthrough. it was exclusively to create like a very strong like type, largely for competitive.
I would say majority, yeah, but I do think there's a little.
When I remember
Eh.
playing Generation 5 and battling friends and also just playing through the game, and like every single fighting, dark, steel, and dragon type was like the greatest thing in the whole world. And they played with stuff.
Yeah, but
and even going into Generation 6, they didn't have to they didn't. Yes, we got the fairy type, which changed some things, but they also like weakened between generations how steel works. Like steel in Generation 6 no longer was weak, or I guess what is it? Steel no longer resisted, what is it, dark and
Yes.
ghost type, I think it is.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they've played with this in lesser versions. So
Which is
I like
weird
all
because
of that.
then
I like all of
because
that.
again they made like a remake of that gen where you can just like you can like way easily one shot like the champion strongest Pokemon
Yeah.
with like 2 extra types now. Why was that necessary?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
think that's good design. So
Yeah, I don't think BDSP is good design either. I
Oh,
also
no, I
don't.
was
I
talking
also
about
don't
ORAS,
think. I also
but
don't think
I was
Diamond and
talking about
Pearl
ORAS.
are good designs. Oh yeah, maybe. I
I was
haven't
talking
played.
about ORAS,
I
and
haven't
Steven,
played
you
it.
can just one tap that guy. Any Mega
I gotta
Evolves,
play
and he's
through
still weaker.
ORAS. I gotta play through that game soon. Let's keep
But the
going,
little
guys.
snail guy,
We
the
are
little
running.
snail.
We're this is a lot of fun. We've gone through like 5 Pokemon. Fiddlehead Snail. Tell me about this thing. A cute snail Pokemon.
It's too cute.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, in the in the final hours, I was like, wait a minute, that other drawing is an evolution. I didn't even like clock that it was for a long time.
I wish we could see it.
It's
so bad.
It's very like silly Cobra in my mind, like color wise and body shape, but
Okay. Yeah.
it
yeah,
is just
it
a
almost.
snail. So
Yeah, you're
Color
right.
for
It
sure.
almost looks like the antennas grow even bigger into some bigger.
like ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the shell wraps around its head almost. I like it.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, this guy's cool.
Yeah, I see
That would be kind of fun to like go through and be like, here are the types that these things would be. Let's see, Rock Train Pokemon. Oh yeah, people were
This thing.
freaking
Ooh.
out about this.
This one's interesting because as Lou mentions on his site, there's some similarities to Genesect, like with the face. But the first thing I saw was Rotom too. It kind of looks like
Yes.
Rotom Mo.
It does.
Mhm.
So I feel like there's a lot of traits of other Pokemon here.
When
That's
I
a good
saw it, I
point.
thought it was like a Reverum
Yep.
thing, but then I was like, wait, it's actually like made of rocks and like rolling, and so it's like a roly-coly, almost Carkol thing as well. Like they just
Yeah.
pulled a whole bunch from this.
Yeah.
I mean, also like Gen 4 had like a real focus on like coal mining. If you look at the Terra leaks, there are, and I'm like no exaggeration, there are like dissertation level pieces written by Omori about like coal mining and the history of like that in Hokkaido. And I mean, like
That's
also
crazy.
we'll get to it in a bit, but like the underground was designed around like Masuda's dad was a coal miner. He talks about this in the documentary, and you know he based the idea of the underground around his experiences of like hearing his dad talk about his past job.
That's
So yeah,
cool.
definitely a lot of reworked concepts.
I was gonna ask. Pop in the chat mentioned a while ago how Tajiri was in the documentary, which I was like, whoa, he actually made an appearance.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was interested to know like what did he like talk about in that little segment?
I don't know how much time we have, but we can get to that like chronologically maybe, because it is just like its whole section. It's fairly short.
Okay. Yeah, there's.
So
I'm realizing that we're gonna have to do a part 3 of this.
there are not that many Pokemon after this.
No, I mean we're almost done. It's
I don't
pretty
think
much,
so.
because you are about to get to some like crazy unintelligible like garbage.
See,
Yeah.
that's.
I agree.
But that's where the that's the stuff we like. That's when we can go. There's green. Let's look at everything that's green. Okay,
It must be a
we
fairy
can
type.
speculate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
There's a food
think,
Pokemon coming up, so
I think I'm gonna skip this swordfish Pokemon for just a sec because I want to talk about the Blade Pokemon.
Let's see.
And I think it's crazy how like this is like basically early Baxcalibur. And it's interesting to me how because like at first when I saw this and I saw the Baxcalibur comparisons, I was like, okay, yeah, blade dragon, that makes sense. But is it really? And then I looked at the actual like blades in its back, and those are like literally Excalibur's blades. It's like
Yeah.
same color, same shape.
I
So
think that they are two completely different Pokemon that just happen to be similar. This is like very plated. It's very feathery as well in terms of like I guess like its appendages, right? Besides the one on
Yeah.
its like the Chainsaw Man thing it's got going on.
Yeah.
It's very plated in an Aggron way. This was designed by Fujiwara. I don't know if he did Aggron. That might have been Takawano. I have to double check that.
See, everyone's talking about Excalibur, and I do see the similarities. And yes, I believe a lot of these things, if they aren't made real, elements get reworked, ideas get reworked, right? Okay, what if we had a dinosaur that's it's covered in metal, or maybe has a sword motif? How can we rework this? Like that can totally happen. But to be honest, this looks like an early version of Dialga or something. I guess maybe that doesn't make any sense, or because there's another Dialga higher up. What does the text say on this right here?
It's a steel dragon.
That's all. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't
like
that's
the
Dialga.
reason why I don't like the Excalibur comparisons is because that is Sugimori staring at the camera and being like, "Wow, I really love Godzilla and Ultraman." Sure. It is like so reflected in that design that I can't see it stemming from anything else. It's very coincidental.
Even the sword is the sword.
I wouldn't describe this as like a beta Excalibur, but kind of the way I look at it is like in Gen 9 they come to the decision, oh, we're gonna make a blade dragon like has blades incorporated into its design. And I would imagine that they would be like, oh, we tried to make a blade dragon back in Gen 4, so maybe let's go look at that for like a little bit of referential material, see if we can like use anything from that.
I mean, I guess, but they made a very like notable blade dragon, like the first one in Gen 5, like the first design for Gen 5 was Haxorus.
Yeah,
it was made like when Platinum started development.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked. And also, I write this down, but like, it doesn't evolve into anything. It's very like Drudagani, like in terms of like its role in the game, I'd imagine, right?
Just like a standalone dragon, yeah. To be honest,
like
I mean,
it doesn't evolve in anything.
I don't know.
I think it was scrapped because it was like a redundant type. They didn't like Water Dragon is not used in that game at all, like Kingdra isn't in Diamond and Pearl. So
I guess the swords sticking out of the back do look like. Yeah, I guess I do see that with Excalibur.
It also has the same coloration and the same kind of plates on its legs. Yeah. But
But why are we not talking about Dialga? This is the exact same body layout as Dialga.
Bro, it's not Dialga.
It's not.
We know that Dialga.
What are you talking
stem
about?
from. We know that Dialga Palkia stem from like a lot of like Masuda's like early myth-related stuff, Nakatsui's early myth-related stuff. Like I think their names are like Ian and I forget what Dialga's name is, but like they were conceptualized super early.
Okay.
Like
so you're saying two different artists created two different dragon type. Steel type.
I think this guy was like purely just scrapped because they were like, our legendary is Dragon Steel. We probably don't need another one. Like that also might.
I mean,
be
it also has
right?
the same.
Like,
yeah, it also looks.
You might
identical.
not want to. Yeah, you might not want to confuse people.
What do you mean?
Well,
like
it's like you have. Like if a kid plays this game and they catch that Pokemon, it like, is this going to turn into the one in the box, right? Like that might be
no 100%.
Like they do tend to scrap Pokemon that have some sort of connotation.
I agree.
With another.
I had that. It was probably my own just like stupid kid self, but I had that exact thought with Latios and Latias because I was like convinced that they would evolve into Lugia or something like that.
Yeah.
Kids are just like this. Like draws connections to stuff like constantly. And they try to avoid it. It's why like counterparts are very considered. You'll notice here that a lot of the things that are like the same concept but not the same Pokemon, like the manta ray but the face on its back, they probably reworked that into like several different elements like Drifloon and maybe Gliscor. And also when they do counterparts it's usually like version exclusive and who knows, a lot of weird reasons for why they do and don't like have Pokemon that look similar, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we got some super chats here. Vincent says, I'm upset that pre-evolutions I'm upset that pre-evolutions couldn't be done forever. They might come back, man. They definitely could come back. Thank you for the support. We've got a super chat here by Sky Jordan King, and he says, adding Fairy also gave Poison and Steel something to do offensively. That being said, Fairy should be weak to Bug. Half of them are picnic fodder. I don't know what that means. Picnic fodder.
Picnic fodder.
Their food.
That's funny. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Well, you know,
That's
it's
good.
interesting
That's
you say
good.
that. It's interesting you say that because Poison, they could have just brought back Poison being super effective on Bug from Gen 1 to buff that type. You just added Volcarona.
Yeah.
You could have easily have done that, but
Except Bug doesn't need
know.
any. Bug does not need any more weaknesses. It already has a ton.
well,
of
yeah,
weaknesses.
no, because you look at Smogon, you look at OU, like most use win rate, and then you design your single player JRPG based on that, right?
No, you do not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I am saying that too. I think VGC is not
I
really
think
the
that's-
most important thing
It's
for
funny
Game
that you
Freak.
guys probably agree on that, actually.
VGC
Well,
is
that's
like
why-
fun, but it's like not
Here's-
actually the most important thing.
I
It's
feel
the
like
game.
the state we're in now will really kind of like test kind of what we're talking about,
I
because
agree.
what Lou is saying is like they're developing the games basically as if they're like a multiplayer game for the VGC side when they're
Yeah.
really a single player RPG. But now it's like they've literally like separated it. So there's single player
I think-
Pokemon and there's quote unquote multiplayer Pokemon. So with Gen 10, I feel like that'll be the start of the barometer of like,
Yeah.
will this actually address some of Lou's problems, or are they gonna just keep doing what they're doing?
I mean,
I feel like
I would argue the start of that was Legends Arceus and ZA.
Yeah,
when you can make games like fully like unabated, like you don't have to worry about how does this meta in the hands of this play, like it just stuff that most people will never even get to conceive of or think about or engage with. It's very much a case where you are making questionable game design decisions to appease like 4 digits long 0.1% of the player base, and I don't think
real.
that's a good idea.
All right.
And it's interesting. It's an interesting discussion.
For
Kai
sure.
Dragonborn, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. They sent a super chat and said, back-to-back streams? Sweet. Also, how much longer will you guys be live for today? I don't know. Just, it's like, Pokemon Legends ZA has taught me to try to live in the moment and enjoy what we've got now before it is too late. But thank
Otherwise,
you for being
will live
here.
forever.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, exactly. Let's see, any more super chats? You guys have been great today. We also have the Swordfish Pokemon. Again, I'm like,
This is sick.
this
I
is
love him.
this is Garchomp.
this looks like a
It's a-
looks like a One Piece character, one of the
It
fish
does.
types.
Yeah, it is. The Arlong
Yeah.
memes were ridiculous after
Yeah.
this came out.
It does have I can see a little bit of the Garchomp vibe, because I didn't see it before, but when you zoom in on his face, he's got a very shark looking face, but it is a swordfish, so, you know. It's
Could this be
Yeah,
a situation where it's like, because you said this earlier, Lewis, but like, could this be a situation where they're like, a couple different artists, go make a fish that is on the land, like
Fishman.
Yeah, go make a
Yeah.
fishman, whatever
make
that
Arlo.
means to you.
Go
Yeah,
make
Pretty sure he
Arlong.
existed then.
I don't
because it's
I don't
just
disagree.
similar.
I think this definitely could have been like a part of Garchomp. We know that was designed after Cranidos, and Cranidos is here, and I theorize that there's a Pokemon on here that might be Garchomp anyway. So
Yeah, we saw it.
yeah,
Did we already see
what
it?
was left of it?
Yeah, it's like it's a foot or
It is literally
Beta
like
foot.
it's.
Yeah,
it is
Was it the
literally
beta
like
foot?
its thigh. Yes,
Oh,
it's
great.
like its thigh.
Sure.
Okay, that's cool. I wanted to know what you
So-
thought it was.
Yeah.
It's his
Yeah,
thigh.
this thing, I think the only thing I can say is that it's definitely a water type. I'd be shocked if it was
Definitely a
anything
water
else.
type. Yeah. This is cool. Water flying, water ground. Yeah.
Water fairy.
Water. It could be water
Water
fairy.
fighting.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about.
This is
That's
a
what I
fairy.
refuse to.
Let's make that design water fairy, so it can be more. Fairies can be more than just whatever.
Yeah. See, that's
Anyway,
not a
let's not go
fairy
back to
type
that.
though. Yeah.
Let's not go back to that.
We
Yeah,
got
this,
We'll be here forever.
Huzukin. This guy's kind of
Huzukin.
cute. I'm seeing. Okay, before Lutu gives reads all the text that's on the paper that invalidates
close my
my
eyes.
theorizing. I'm seeing a lot of different Pokemon here. I'm seeing Baby Toxel. I'm seeing what's it called?
Baby.
Let me
Baby
cook.
Toxel.
Let me cook.
DSC of 5.
Let me cook.
Just
I am
the vision.
seeing, what is it called?
The
What the
vision.
heck? Scovillain's pre-evolution. That
Bro,
is what
I
I'm
don't know
seeing
what
right
you're-
here. It's
I don't know
got
what
the
you're
same.
cooking, but
It's got the same neck frills.
Oh.
It's got the same green little baby body. The head is obviously way different. What do you guys think about
the
this?
connection I see is to the 4-leaf clover, 3-leaf clover, like beta Pokemon. It's probably by the same artist, maybe.
Well, this
It
is
looks
like
very similar.
Looks like a pepper.
Well, he says. I mean, the commentary says that it's like a little Red Riding Hood. Pokemon.
Ooh, that would be a
Oh,
fairy
Yeah,
type.
so the
That's
the
a fairy
wordplay
type.
the wordplay is like the Little Red Riding Hood. Wait, and also like a cherry thing, like a Chinese
nice.
lantern cherry plant.
Are you saying
Again,
so? Like the
that's-
text
that's-
that is
this
there
is-
on the side,
Yes.
saying something like
Bro,
that. Yeah. Mhm.
That's
we
cute.
won.
I like
We
it.
lost this, but we got Cherubi. We won. This is amazing. If this was the cherry
That is
Pokemon, I'm so
true, yeah.
glad it doesn't exist. Cherubi's way
Are you
better.
serious? This is
is-
better than Cherubi. Maybe.
Yeah, this is better. Than
How is this
Cherubi.
better than You guys like this?
Yes,
just
I
because it's
do
more
like it.
interesting.
It's cute.
No,
It's a
Yeah,
little
it's
Cherubi's
like-
good.
It's not just a cherry with a face. It's this little cute chibi guy.
It is
Like,
cute. I
One
do
thing
like
that
this.
was
it's cool.
one thing that was theorized before this released was that there's a food looking Pokemon below, like the rice ball rabbit Pokemon, and it's like a light like white like cream colored like small spherical Pokemon, and then there's like a scratch pad sprite from the Terra League that has Cherrim with like no petals around it, and that can mean anything, but it's just like what turned into what is again like really hard to ascertain.
Right.
Also, there are like a million grass types here, so like anything could have turned into anything
Yeah.
at this point.
I
So,
do.
right.
I guess I am more. I do kind of like this Little Red Riding Hood Pokemon. I'm imagining it. We could see something like this, and I'm having a vision. Pokemon Legends Galar. Interesting. Okay. Man, oh man, this has been fun. Vincent says maybe Legends or Pokopia will get what I want. Pre-evolutions. Bro's cooking.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Guess we didn't know so many people wanted that, but here we are.
They're fun, man. Listen, if you're not, they do nothing in.
I love.
They're good
I
for the
like
ran
playthrough.
through- Yeah, yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
Design wise, yeah. Then we get to these Pokemon, which are the
I like these. These are weirdos.
just can't
What is
figure out
this?
what's going on.
I'm almost seeing. It kind of has like the zigzag face of a Zigzagoon. I'm kind of seeing. It's like a taco almost.
I'm
I'm
seeing.
There's no way you
Lopamon.
see a Zigzagoon in this.
Yeah, the face.
I don't see that.
I
don't
think
know
you're just lying. I
I'm
don't
not-
believe
I'm
it.
literally not
Oh.
lying. No, it's got the
Just for
white face
attention.
and it's got like the brown on the side of its face. It also kind of looks like I'm thinking baby Zigzagoon is what I'm thinking. And then I can also
I'm
kind of see
thinking Digimon.
Sandshrew
It looks like a
colors.
Digimon.
Maybe
You're so
baby
cold right
Sandshrew.
now. That's crazy.
see.
I don't see what you said. Helmeted Pokemon, and I cannot see where a helmet is. And I'm not saying it's on you. These things are, like you
So,
said,
hold on.
unintelligible. Or
Yeah.
unintelligible. I'm just like I can't
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah. Lutu, can you give me a column to put my guesses and suggestions?
I'm good, but
On
I
this
will
website.
post.
It's like
I
this
will
is
post
Lutu.
this image,
This is
and this should provide some context.
let's see.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Okay.
see. It's like
Yeah.
some sort of like insignia with like a bird on it. Like this is like a it's like a
Okay.
weird like fluffy like League of Legends Poro with like a but also they had like a blue Pokemon with like a bird on its head.
Yeah.
And this is like a similar concept, similar idea. Like it's maybe related.
Mm,
I do see it a tiny bit.
what, the Zigzagoon?
No,
Oh.
the helmet.
Absolutely not.
I do see the helmet
This
a little
guy-
bit.
This guy really googled Zigzagoon.
No, look at in the middle.
Bro,
he's
there's
got
no
spikes.
Zigzagoon here. I'm so
That's
sorry.
that's like a bird. It has wings. The
Buddy,
helmet has wings
it's
to
an interpretation. Here we go.
See,
you
I
think
see-
that's a wing? This is an ear. This looks like a ear. I'm imagining this is an ear.
Right. I do
He's
see
got a little
that
bit
as
of a
well.
mask. These are spikes.
But I don't see how that's Zigzagoon.
I
Like,
don't
it
know
can't be an
either.
eye because
You know what it
can't
is?
be an
If it-
eye because like the helmeted part starts on top of like the blue creature and like comes upwards behind it. It's
Yeah.
literally
So you think
like a
this
hat.
is the creature?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I
Yes.
like posted a picture
Uh,
of like what this is supposed to look like.
Those
no,
are
that makes a little bit more sense. I can kind of see
Yeah.
that. Let's
It's
see.
definitely like a helmeted thing.
Well,
This next thing
I
is
wouldn't
so
say
stupid.
definitely. I don't think we know.
Yeah, with
It's
all,
definitely wearing something on its head.
I don't know, man.
Because unless you think those are like nostrils.
Listen, Zigzagoons are based, or what are they based on? The
we're never gonna
Tanuki.
get it.
But
Never
guess
gonna
what?
get off
Here
Zigzagoon.
here in New England, we call a Zigzagoon a raccoon, and we call those trash babies. And this looks like a little baby Zigzagoon sitting in a little trash bag. That's what I see.
Do you know how many people from New England were on the staff of this game? The answer is going to surprise you. It's crazy.
You might got me there. That's a good point.
What about this garlic thing? I don't see garlic as much. I'm trying to see it. Like maybe
It's-
like in
yeah,
his-
this thing is ridiculous. It's like
right
a
here?
garlic bulb. It's
Mhm.
like a garlic bulb with
Ooh.
like
I see-
like a baby
I
executive
can see
body.
it.
You
Yeah,
see
like
what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
can
it.
see it. It looks like a baby Pokemon, but just like
Looks like a-
made out of garlic.
a baby Gorgon.
Yeah,
like
we
from
thought that
Zelda.
it was like
That's
like
cool.
from the zoom out, because we couldn't we obviously have like a different crops of this. We thought that it was like almost like Relo, where it was like rolling like an object or like poop around.
Yeah, I see that.
Dude, garlic, another awesome idea to turn into a Pokemon, like a garlic
That would
clove.
be cool.
I love that the AI overview described what garlic was to you.
Oh, let me
It
see.
was
Let me
awesome.
see this. A garlic clove is a
Garlic,
single
it's-
small wedge-shaped segment inside a
Source from
whole
the Food
garlic bulb.
Network.
Interesting. Wow. Thank you, AI. I didn't even ask a question. Yeah, I don't know. Garlic's like low-key kind of beautiful with that like purple color on the on the peel, and then
Have they ever made a garlic Pokemon?
dude, you could
No,
do something with the
no.
garlic scapes, you know? Garlic scapes are gorgeous. And they
Dusty needs
flower.
a food podcast too. Let's look at
It is
food
like
Look at
a
this.
very-
This is cool. You could do something with this. And garlic
It's
is like
the Tangela baby.
it's a food used around the
Exactly.
world. Garlic is
Yeah.
delicious, dude. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Although I
love
will say they
garlic so
do
much.
like their Pokemon with vines and roots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
You
And
get like 7 of
grass.
them every game.
Bruh.
Lots of
Let's
plant type.
see.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned in the video, but they did not like fire types. I don't know what if they were just off screen or whatever, but like there are,
Right.
I want to say like
Yeah.
35 grass types in this.
Yeah.
And
All right.
there's one fire type line.
So we got a we have a jelly donut Pokemon. Or I'm sorry, a rice ball rabbit. It's
Just,
pretty
I
cute.
love seeing this because this is like just
Yeah.
literally from Gen 2. They brought it back.
He's cute.
Was this- oh, yeah,
they-
it was.
Third time.
Yeah.
This
Got to
script.
cut again.
And like again, this probably by Nishida.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
who knows?
Yeah, a lot
Interesting,
of people
dude.
think that.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cute.
I
I like these simple little baby amoeba designs.
I've seen a lot of people say that this is like a Buniri pre-evolution, and it's like
Yeah.
earlier in the documentary, Sugimori is like, "This is the first design of Buniri," and it's like, no, it was
Sure.
not that.
Yeah, that's why
I can
the
see how they got
Japanese
there,
is-
but
Yeah.
no.
And then we have long-tailed black cat. This is another like a little amoeba.
I like this.
I do too.
I
It looks
love-
like a,
Reminds me of like a
I-
mouse
I-
a little bit, but I do like this.
I love the Pokemon where their whole body is one like shape, like
Yeah.
one segment. That's
yeah. My
Totally agree.
my
Yeah.
interpretation. I first saw like a Sanguini from Dragon Quest in this. A lot of people, we thought that it might be like Dust Bunny related.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's like it's unintentional. It has like Yanma wings, I guess, but like that's it. It's like the only thing you can say
Whoa,
it's close to an.
Where are you
existing
seeing
Pokemon.
that? Yanma
It's got
wings?
like it's got like little red tipped wings, or maybe whiskers. It could be either or.
I think I see what you're saying. Hold
I
on, I'm
think-
looking close.
I think those are probably whiskers. I almost thought those were just like motion little markings, when they draw the
Yeah.
motion and they draw lines, but I could see whiskers.
It's just real. Like they very rarely make a Pokemon that just floats, unless it's like especially back then when they weren't animated. Like everything kind of has to have a reason to fly, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like wings or it levitates or
Unless it's a fish.
Sure.
God,
no,
another
that's
one.
true.
I hope
yeah.
not.
Well, those non-canonically canonically. Like it's like, yeah, they fly, but not. Yeah, what do they? No, because like
No, they
in
bug me so much.
universe, like in the anime, they just they flop on
Crap.
the ground. They do what a fish does, but in the game
Mhm.
they float, and that's we don't like that. We got a water spout Pokemon. I really tried to make sense of this. I can kind of see it. I can kind of see like a little like a little bit of like a just like a little amoeba Pokemon that is constantly creating a spout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought of a white Pikmin like immediately. when I
Sure.
saw this.
Yeah.
It does look like
Yeah.
something like that.
We did get the move Water Spout. Did you actually write that? No. There's a move
Well,
Water
we got
Spout.
that in Gen 3. So
Yeah, in Gen 3, yeah. But those seemed so random, and not even like that effective or useful.
that was the Kyogre move.
Water Spout?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. I'm thinking of
You're
water
thinking of what a sport.
sport. Water sport.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, you're right.
They love giving early like Sinnoh Pokemon mud sport. Like every mon has that in that
Do
game.
they?
I have no idea why. Yes,
is
it's
weird.
everywhere.
That is weird. Yeah. And
This is just
this
great
is the ultimate dragon. This is the gray Pokemon. This
Exactly.
is the Pokemon gray version Pokemon. Yeah.
I do see like a caterpillar here, though. I think it could be like some kind of inchworm caterpillar thing going on, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I am squinting right now, and I kind of see a crab or like a rock Pokemon.
Or like just a rock.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna-
Just a
I see a crab. I see like a UFO. I see
Yeah. Depends
like
how you look at it.
I'd say that it could be made of like glass or ice or
Yeah.
steel. Like I would have no idea.
It's
Mhm.
really weird that there are not more versions of like cross-gen evolutions in this giant batch of Pokemon ideas. Like there are some like Frostlass, and there's even things that we never got, as we talked about earlier. But like all of the cross-gen evolutions aren't here. The evolutions aren't here.
Yeah,
So many legendary
so-
Pokemon aren't here. So
Is there any
so-
is there any like context to the fact that Frostlass was here, but it was like the only Pokemon that like actually was like
Yeah.
in the game?
Yeah, so Frostlass is really funny. So design order with the graphics index, you get the Pokemon that were in Destiny of the Deoxys, then you get the Pokemon the Lucario movie, which are Weavile, Lucario. Then you get the Pokemon Ranger Pokemon. So that's Mantike, Weasel, Chatot. These are 2003 to 2004, while they were going to museums or whatever. Then you get Boniri, which we also have an early design for. And then you have the Pokemon that Master described as like stat evolutions, basically. So Roserade, Tangrowth, Dusknoir, Mamoswine, and Frostlass. Then I'll just keep going a little bit. You get Glameow, Electivire, Budew, Starly, Chimchar, Piplup, Turtwig. And then you get the starter evolutions. Then you get like Riolu and Weasel, which are evolutions to movie Pokemon. And then you get Manaphy and Fiona. And then you get like more relations, and it kind of spiders out of there. Frostlass is interesting. It is different from the final. It's not the final design. It has a spot on its arm that I'll try and find this. But like
Maybe it wasn't totally final as well.
Yeah, so it's really funny the way they like do this on the design sheets. Hold on. So it was final for a long time. Frostlass would, let's say that's like late 2005 era, right? So that puts into perspective how finalized a lot of these other Pokemon were before they got cut, like the Petal Mantis, right? Like
Sure.
that was probably
Mhm.
like a final-ish revision of it. If it has like multiple poses, especially, like yeah.
damn.
And then Frostlass is just really funny. In the Terra Leaks, we got sheets for every Pokemon. This,
Yeah.
it says Void here, okay? If you look at that, it has literally like a sticky note saying, hey, remove this spot. This is not like a real thing to use. We don't like this one. And then there's
That's
another
wild.
sheet. There's another sheet
Yeah.
here, which is its revision from July 21st. So this is like the game is basically like about to be released. It's like 2 months away from release. And it has the spot fixed, but it says the date of the first sheet as well. So that Frostlass sheet was drawn on the same day as like the Lightbulb Bird and a couple of other Pokemon. So yeah, that explains why Frostlass is there, because it was as finished as
Still
all the other
under
Pokemon
revision.
were. They just ended
Yeah.
up keeping it. One of the few they kept. It's really it.
That's wild.
It's just the same time period.
Just for that spot. I kind of like the spot too.
Yeah, we also have an early sprite of it. They changed it
That-
very, very late.
That's
Honestly,
a very
yeah.
that's a very soul thing
Yeah.
because it's like he's
It would
always
have been a
like,
10 out of
this-
10,
this-
but the spot's not there.
yeah.
Sorry,
gives it
my hands are
more.
tied. More
It
what?
gives it
Yeah.
more, I don't know, like more character, more color, more.
It definitely doesn't give it any more character.
To me, it does. I don't know.
That spot?
The what? I like the other
Sugimori just
spot.
loves doing this. It's like his favorite thing is to change stuff last minute. Do you guys know about the Torchic thing? How it had like a billion different designs.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we've seen that.
It did.
Yeah, well, hold on, because we got a sheet from the leaks.
No, listen.
And,
I got to take control right now. We have to get through these. We got to get through these.
Oh, are we like running late? Okay, yeah.
we're not
absolutely,
running late.
absolutely.
We're just going along, and
I mean, I love
Go
it.
for it. Go for it.
I love it for sure.
and we're having a great time. We're having a great time. This is no disrespect. We're pumped you're here. There's just a lot to go through. Unintelligible serpent. This you mentioned Silicobra earlier, and this maybe feels related. It's just
it's very like
a ground snake.
It's very like Egyptian hieroglyphy, like angular design,
Yeah.
which is very alien for Gen 4. There's
Yeah.
also
Well-
Sphinx Pokemon, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and there's Lucario, which has got some kind of Egyptian
dude.
vibes. So I
That's-
feel like
yeah,
they were
that's also
on.
true.
They were just on a trip with that.
That's a really good point. And even that the scrapped Pyroar, or whatever you want to call that, the Egyptian
the Sphinx.
Oh, the
Sphinx.
Sphinx. Yeah.
That's 3 Pokemon that maybe have connections to
Yeah,
Egypt.
this is like the same color.
For
as
some
that.
reason.
Yeah, I mean it's cool because we see time and time again, like, you know, Pokemon inspired by parts of the world that make no sense for the region that they debut in show up in regions. So that's
Yeah.
kind of cool that maybe they were like, okay, we're doing another Japanese region, but let's take inspiration from this part of the world. That is kind of cool. We got an unintelligible winged Pokemon. I've seen art of this depicting this
Yes.
Pokemon as a like a fuzzy hummingbird. Did you guys see
Yeah.
that?
Mhm. There's a
That was
hummingbird
by
moth.
that was by Golok, I think. I think they
Yeah.
did that.
Mhm.
I interpreted this as a mosquito. I think it's probably a hummingbird now. People
Yeah.
have convinced me on that for sure.
I mean, so I looked at the one on the left and I was like, that's a hummingbird instantly. But then I'm like, this one has the antenna,
Mhm.
right? And then I see where you got mosquito because the beak wouldn't be a hummingbird beak. And also it's got like a little dip to the beak, which is very much the moth, the hummingbird moth. If you look it up, Dusty,
Yeah.
you'll see like it looks is very similar. Which I've always wanted that bug to be a Pokemon, man. It's just like it already is a Pokemon in the real world.
Sure.
But yeah, this
It feels. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it feels like Rabombi. You know, one of those classic.
Yeah,
fairy tales.
they probably pulled a little from that. But you see how the classic fairy tale.
Yeah.
You see how the whatever the thing is called, their tongue.
Yeah.
What is
Is
that
it a
thing
tongue or
called?
their?
No, it is called something specific. I
straw.
just can't think of it.
Yeah, they're.
I think a bigger thing that solidifies this as being a hummingbird as well is that map-wise, we learned from this documentary that Floroma was locked in very, very early.
Yeah,
So the
sure.
concept of like a big area with flowers makes a lot of sense. And like,
Yeah.
I tried looking up a lot of
No, that
keywords
is
for
really
leaf
good.
hunting as well,
That
so-
is the right way to do that. That totally makes sense. It's like,
Well, this could have
what
been
already existed. What Pokemon would make sense in the towns, the locations that are locked into the game. That makes sense.
Yeah, and because honey was such a big thing, this was probably like an early honey Pokemon that would have used that
and they
mechanic.
made that terrifying Combi and Vespiquen design.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. We got unintelligible clam. Soul said he doesn't think this is a clam,
I think
But
it's like
I
some
just-
kind of.
I
but
just
I don't really
see
know what it
anything.
is either. To be
I
honest.
didn't say exactly that. I just said it's a circle or a
Okay.
sphere, I suppose.
Oh well, that's like the Marimo. I think it's probably designed by AO as well. But that's like
What is
how the Marimo Pokemon has like an illustration on its sheet. It's probably one of those. It's like sitting on like a rock or like something like that. I am rescinding this. I do think that it's more of like a crab or like a scuttlebug creature, kind of like Wimpod.
I'm trying to make.
Maybe.
Is it
Who knows?
this? Is this the Pokemon or is this the Pokemon
They just
The top right drawing is like it from behind. I think
right here? Okay.
Mm.
that's why I thought it was
Sure.
like Shelter related.
Oh, okay. I can kind of see clam more now. I guess I was looking at the circle. This is weird.
I'm
yeah.
just brain poisoned by Shelter existing because it's purple. Like that's the one thing in my mind, you know.
I know. It
Mhm.
should have been a fairy type. Unintelligible top left, dude. I love it. I honestly,
Yeah, no, this should be.
this
a
is
fairy
where
type.
this is
Never
on this
gonna let
list.
it
I
go.
love this so much. Unintelligible top left Pokemon. Oh, it's a top left. We got a top left Pokemon. Top left Pokemon confirmed. I love this.
So
I
you
respect it,
mentioned
Dusty.
Rotom
I
before.
respect this. This is great.
Mentioned Rotom before, and I see like kind of lightning bolt appendages. I think this might be Rotom.
I'm squinting so hard.
Like I can outline it real quick. Hold on.
No, it's all right. I
Um,
don't know. It's just like I'm
I
gonna
can
let Subarashi
understand.
do his magic.
you
draws
can
this, like,
kind of see
Legendary Pokemon. Yeah.
it like that.
For me, I really like that you archived it all.
Oh,
Even
100%. Yeah, this is
Even
great.
if it isn't anything that we could ever figure out, it's like there's something there that
Yes.
existed that we don't know what it is.
So that way, when there's
Because-
something,
and
when something happens in 5 years, we can cross-reference it.
be like
Yes.
Dave
maybe.
used this one.
yeah.
And then we got the upper left Pokemon. This one actually has a little bit of a body to it. You say it
Yeah,
is
this is like
a
it's a weird
another
beaver
attempt at a
thing.
beaver, is what you say. I can kind of see
I
that.
looked
Yeah.
at what you drew, Lou, but I still can't do it. I still don't know what I'm.
That was
gonna
like
do.
2 seconds. It's like the middle of its. Wait, hold on. Could you scroll back up to that? I'm looking at Rotom sheet right now.
Let's see.
I think it's this drawing. But it's this drawing, but the appendage is flipped the other way.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sure.
interesting.
Can you see that,
Yeah,
chat?
I think it's Rotom.
The bit.
No, I don't think they can see what you're seeing there, Dusty. But
No, I think it's in
Maybe.
the layout. I think the baby chick is more reminiscent of Rotom than this, if I gotta be honest. Let's see. We got small horned. Okay, yeah, we are getting into the ones that make no sense.
Yeah, we're getting to the ones that are like I have to ultra boost the contrast to.
Sure. I mean, this is really cool that you did this. I am, and the whole team. Shout out to the whole team. Hoofed Pokemon. I'm gonna go through these briefly, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
That frog Pokemon is cool.
yeah,
You can
definitely
actually
something
kind of
there.
see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
It does look
eyes.
like that Slugma, but obviously Slugma had been long gone by this point.
Oh, right here.
What is that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that bird Pokemon above the crane? I feel
Oh.
like
Crane.
to
Here?
the top, to the left. Yeah, that.
Oh, this is
think-
Have we seen that?
That's the
Mhm.
the pre-evolution to the grass Pokemon that we said
That's
might have turned into
Hummer Lily.
Roserade.
Oh, Metal Lily. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the
gotcha.
2-stage denser like grass Pokemon.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, like yeah, this right here. This is
Yep.
this
Yeah,
is so
this
interesting.
thing.
Ooh,
So much
spider
fire.
Pokemon. Where's the
I'm
spider?
like, where's
This?
this?
So the Japanese under it literally is like question mark, like we don't know, spider
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Dude, I gotta
Like-
I gotta publish my notes. If you guys saw, this is my note sheet of ideas, and I need to publish this. I think. My God, you guys are gonna go. I'm gonna publish it on a 4chan. Everyone's gonna think it's real. That's crazy, dude. This is awesome, Lutu. I hope you know I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun of this. I think this is awesome.
Oh no, absolutely.
Okay, I think this is awesome.
This was like super hell for me, so it's
Yeah.
nice to see everybody speculate. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do. This is so sick. And then Pokemon Below Train. This is this right here.
No,
No, I think
it's
lower.
literally like the gray part. Like you can't
Okay.
see anything, but we can tell that there's like another sheet under there.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
There was just more
Yeah, this is insane.
that aren't there. but
See,
are
the
there.
the next step, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna watch the doc.
Is to watch the documentary.
Yeah, I gotta watch the documentary. We gotta go through all of this. This I haven't looked at any of this, so I'm really curious. And this is all in the documentary. This is all in the DVD, like this actual footage.
Mhm.
Wow, that's insane.
They're gonna do
Um,
like Animal Crossing, like world stuff.
Yeah, Lutu, let's do this. If people want to learn more about this, obviously they can go to lutu.net. I'll put the link in the description. Let me put the link in the chat right now. But what else? What else are you working on, and where else can people learn more about this?
I'll probably be posting on Twitter. We want to do like a translation. We're getting a lot of people together that have expressed interest in doing a full translation with like fully stylized subtitles, because you can do that on YouTube.
Right.
So I'll probably announce when it's subtitled. If it does, it's 40 minutes, and then there are bonus videos as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff.
I love it, dude. I love it. And then we got your YouTube channel right here, which is
It's gonna autoplay. Have fun with that.
Is it gonna autoplay? We're gonna close that.
It is
real
gonna
quick.
autoplay.
Nice.
Double,
I don't want any
double the
spoilers. But Lutu, thanks for being on here today. I thought
No worries.
we'd have more time, but this was super fun. We should have you on again. I'm even itching to go back to some of these designs that we looked at yesterday and kind of dig those up a little bit more. But I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you for doing all this for sure.
Yeah, this is really cool.
no
Before
worries, it was
yeah.
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I guess before we end, I something I did want to actually ask you is, to me, I guess I don't understand the difference between why this is a leak or why this is not a leak, or why you're not classifying this as a leak. Is it strictly the legal like possession of this information? Because to me, a leak is just, official content that is behind the scenes that is now public. And I guess I'm just curious.
Yeah. So I think that is, you are right to describe like official content that is behind the scenes that is now public as a leak, but nobody has ever used that for Pokemon until this came out. So this is the exact same thing. If you want to appeal to like a physical item, right?
Yeah.
That was once behind the scenes that now isn't. Nobody would call a Game Freak postcard a leak. Nobody would have said this.
Sure.
If it's information, nobody would have said this about any of the staff talking about that work after they left the company. Like, nobody would say, "Oh, that interview with like Akihiro Tomisawa, he was one of the first 3 people at Game Freak. He did an interview a couple of months ago. He goes up to all the way to Diamond and Pearl from like Quinty, from like before they were even making games. Nobody would call that a leak.
Yeah.
Colloquially, that word has always been used for illegal access, data breach.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, it was quite plainly they made the DVD internally. It's not like a TPC thing. It's not a Nintendo thing. Project Chemex is literally just Game Freak. And then, like, if you read the credits, it's all Game Freak staff. Like, Masada was the one in charge of this, and it was given to employees as like a personal thing for them to take home.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, if they didn't want it out there, they wouldn't have done that. A really good point that was brought up to me is like, they would password protect it. You could just do that with DVDs.
Yeah.
It was very clearly like a thing meant to be watched and engaged with. I think in 2007, the climate of like Pokemon leak internet stuff could not have even been like considered by them. And again, like, the Game Freak staff that I have talked to that were literally in this documentary were appreciative that is like now out there, and it was nice for them to watch again. I think that the problem with calling it a leak as well, right, is like, it's not inherently a problem. It does just charge it when the other the other sources of the leaks, quote unquote, are like behind the scenes information that is not directly from like a Game Freak staffer, have been data breach, data breach, and data breach.
Right.
Like the big 3.
Yeah.
We are not even remotely related to that. And lumping us in with that causes genuine harm. I got kind of anal about this because like 2020-ish, when the leaks happened, I remember tweeting about some of the Sinnoh stuff from that, and websites were like, "Oh, Leaka Lutu," and it's like, okay, I'm not going through that again. I had like 1,000 followers then, so
no, that makes a lot of sense. That does clarify it. That totally makes sense.
It mainly annoys me because it's like, man, we were really clear about like the origin and the source of this. Like, so clear.
It's just that it's a buzzword, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, leaks.
Yeah, and now like the news cycle is like starting, like, nobody cares anymore.
We still care.
Like, it's just gonna be like that forever, right?
Yeah. This is crazy. This is insane, man. I look at these starters again.
I want to ask really quick, of all these beta designs, do you personally have like a favorite one that you're just like jazzed about?
Out of existing designs, honestly, no. I don't like maybe one of like the Dialga ones. I like the most, but like all of the redesigns I think were for the better. There were a few like cut Pokemon that are really good, like the 3-stage Mollusk. I really like Cabbage Lizard. I like most of these, but then some of them are just disgusting, like the Bean Pokemon. I hate that thing.
It doesn't really look.
I do think we were looking at the dog earlier, and I didn't realize this before. but I think you mentioned it, Dusty, yesterday, and I like kind of put it together after the fact
Yeah.
because I was like, we were kind of talking about like how they don't like to just like take an animal and make it blue and call it a water type, you know. But I thought it was actually creative that this is kind of like it's like giving a dog a bath and it's all sudsy.
That's
And
what I
so, like,
saw.
that's kind of the water type. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that actually makes sense. Like it's still not like inherently aquatic, but it feels like creative.
And the
so
horn is
I
the
thought that
stupidest
was
thing they've
fun.
ever done. The horn is
the horn
atrocious.
is just so random.
The horn's also
Let's put a
not
horn.
connected to its head. It's connected to like the suds. That's the weirdest
Well,
part. I think.
here's the thing. This would be a water fairy type. So
I
Probably,
agree.
it probably would be. You're making a joke, but yeah, I think this is what.
Oh, yeah, it
this turned
absolutely
into
would have been.
Primarina.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the horn. It's so funny as well because like, oh, you don't even need to know that this is by like Omura to know that it was by him because he ended up designing Samurott and Froakie after this.
Dude, yeah,
And
that's
it's
what we were
like,
saying
well,
yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
You get the
foam
Frubbles.
water starter and
Oh,
horn
yeah.
water starter.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
get
so-
I'm gonna get all this
This one
stuff
did
in
come out.
somewhere or another.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's neat.
Man.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I want to chew on this a little bit more, but we're out of time. We love you guys for joining us today.
No problem.
Thanks
Yes.
thanks for doing all this work.
Mhm.
I will put in the description a link to this site, but it's lutu.net. There's a bigger, you got to type in more stuff, so I'll put a link in the description. And you can watch. Is all of the footage from the DVD on the? Let's see. You made a new YouTube channel, right? To archive the DVD. Is that
so-
correct?
Yes,
looking
so
for a link for that right
there's
now.
a YouTube channel and an archive.org account, which both have the YouTube channel and the bonus videos. I can link them. Hold on.
Okay, please.
Oh yes, then that way. I was just about to look it up, but
And then yeah, your documentaries on your channel. But this has been fun. This has been super fun. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us. I am gonna try to go
Yeah.
to the beach. I think that's the move.
nice.
Maybe get some ice
Yeah, if it's
cream.
a nice day, you should.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a
very
link.
nice.
Yeah, get some blueberry pie ice cream.
Oh, dude. Well, I'll probably get soft serve. When I'm at the beach and I'm getting soft serve, I just go vanilla, but you get the cherry dip, like the hard cherry. Like,
right.
oh, so
Yeah, it's good.
They should make that a Pokemon, like a new form of Vanillish. Give it the fairy
Everyone
type.
would love that.
Give it the fairy type.
Yeah, do you know what type vanilla should be if it was made a couple of years later? Isn't that crazy?
No, isn't it crazy that they
It
actually
probably
didn't
would be, yeah.
retcon it and actually make it an ice fairy type? It should be ice fairy type. It does actually make me angry. Except then I think about the fact that it's not really it's not food.
Man,
It's just an
anger.
ice type. It's just an ice type. That's why it's not food. It's not an Objectmon, which no one even knows what I'm talking about because that episode never aired.
It's coming.
There's a legendary argument. New memes are in the works, and they're not.
Wait, hold
even-
on. Wait, what's the Objectmon meme? What's like?
we
the
we
Pokemon?
did a 4-hour podcast, and it's not out yet. I think this Thursday.
We
it's going out.
were discussing how food Pokemon are technically object Pokemon, but they're also food Pokemon.
Except
and-
for when a Pokemon is not food, but looks kind of like yeah. There's a gray area. We were arguing about
Dusty.
Well,
gets
Objectmon is just like a thing that's basically a slur at this point for Pokemon.
Yeah,
I don't
it
like.
is.
That looks
Yeah,
like,
it is.
like,
Actually,
yeah, like
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Which we do mention in it as well.
Yeah,
'cause
that was
it's
a fun episode.
unfortunate.
it's always like a derogatory term
yeah.
for
But
Pokemon I
it's
don't like.
Mhm.
yeah, but there are good object Pokemon,
Oh, absolutely.
and then there's bad object Pokemon. Like I would say Bronzor is a bad. I'm like, what? You don't know what it is. It's
you mean like a
just-
steel plate?
It's not a steel plate. It's
What
supposed to be.
is it?
Looks like a coin, but it's not a coin. It's supposed to be. It's actually supposed to be a mirror. It doesn't look like a mirror. It's not good. All right. Anyways, we're not going to get into that. Thank you for being here.
Subjectivity.
Yeah. No, my opinion is correct. Yo, Udam,
I know, all
you're going.
fairy
You're
types should just stop.
where are you seeing Ariana? I just saw her last night. Concert day 2. Dude, good luck, man. Or maybe they're saying I'm going. I'm not going. I don't have enough money for that.
I don't think Uda's going.
Okay. He just said
Concert
he's
day 2.
okay. I read that as he's going in 2 days. Thank you guys for being here. We'll talk to you soon. That's it, man. We're having a good day. We'll see
That's
you
a
guys
wrap.
soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
We do need to cover
Bye.
the Gen 8 Pokemon stuff. That'd be fun. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.